Fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you!
The movies, the internet stuff is so violent. It's so incredible.
I seem worried about it just because the consumption of these violent video games has been going up continuously since the early 90s, and yet youth violence has been going down.
The juvenile crime statistics, which have gone down dramatically over the past 15 years, it really doesn't seem to bear what the American
You can pick up guns, knives. You can now choose to punch, kick, headbutt people, stab them.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's show. This is Tune In Live, brought to you by whatever at this point. So it is April 16th. We are halfway through this shit. Joined by my co-host Mike. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We're all going through some fucking hell. We're past the halfway mark just by a day.
Yep. So if nobody was here last night, first of all, so Mike challenged me a couple days ago, and I've been talking about playing Resident Evil 3, and I had it posted that I beat the game in an hour and 22 minutes the other day on hardcore. So Mike gave me a challenge the other day. He said, beat that fucker in an hour and 15 minutes. I forgot to actually upload the stream. I'll upload it later on today. After this stream, I'll upload it with this as well.
Very good.
That was really good. After 2 restarts because of one fucked up area, I actually beat the game. Yeah, but you gave me 3 chances, so 2 restarts. I beat the game on standard in an hour and 1 minute and 30 seconds. And not only that, I set a new record too because it was like close to 10 o'clock. I was like, watch. I'll have this game beat at 10 o'clock. No, it wasn't 10 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, I'm sorry. I knew it had a 1 in it.
He beat it by 4 fucking minutes.
Yep. I was at the end. I was like, watch, I'm going to beat this game by 1 o'clock. And you and Tim were in the chat. You're like, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes. I'm like, done.
Well, the funny thing about that, before we start getting to our thing, is that, you know, he got all cocky and shit about, I beat this in hardcore in 1 minute, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Like, okay, fucker. You think you're that good. But he didn't tell me he was going to do it standard. See, if it was standard, I would have probably knocked it down to 45 minutes. But no, I thought he was going to do it hardcore, hour and 15 minutes.
Well, I don't know if I can get 45 minutes. And like right now, if you look
standard,
online,
you probably could. Standard, you probably could.
Not really.
Because
here's the thing.
Went flying through there the first time you went flying through there within almost near halfway within the first 10 minutes.
Well, here's the thing with everything that you do in the game, especially certain areas where you gotta be patient with it. Even the biggest speedrunners out there won't get past at least 55 or 56 minutes, even no matter what the shortcuts they take. So
all right, well, here's the next challenge for you then.
All right.
Since there's an Inferno mode, and a guy has 57 minutes. Now, me and Mike are not joking when his brothers told us.
Yep.
And his brother said there's a guy now that beat it in 57 minutes in Inferno mode.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to challenge Mike to that one on standard mode, 57 minutes. But there's also I challenged him on RE2 because I think you told me it takes you about what, Mike, an hour or 2 hours?
I think it was like around 2 hours or something. I think the last time I played it.
So I'm going to give Mike a challenge here with y'all listening. Mike, RE2, do you think you're up for the challenge of an hour and 50 minutes?
Hour 50 minutes. Well, let's see. There are people who beat it around 1 hour. Yeah, I could probably do it. I would have to play through again just to remember where everything is at. That way,
I'll let you have a couple practice rounds, but I'm just saying, do you think you could do it within an hour and 50 minutes to beat your record?
Hour 50 minutes.
On hardcore now, not standard.
See, the one flaw the one flaw with me for hardcore for that is, okay, the reason
is there any infinite ammo in that game?
There is, but there's a flaw with it.
What's the flaw first? Let me hear the flaw.
Ada. When you play as Ada, she has no weapons that are infinite. So you have to go at Mr. X. Damn this Corona. You have to go at Mr. X with limited ammo, and headshots are a must, but you gotta preserve your ammo on that. So I'll try something with it. I'll
Ain't
try
there
to...
2 characters on RE2, or is it just one?
There are 2 characters that are playable. One it's Leon and Claire. Now but here's the thing. About halfway through the gameplay, whether you play as Leon or you play...
That's for the one Ava stuck in that sewer looking thing.
Yeah, so if you're playing as Leon...
That's what I was telling you last night about, that you had to go back and forth for the battery. Yeah.
So with Leon, you have to play as Ada at one point, and she has to escape Mr. X. And when you play as Claire, you play as the little girl Sherry Birkin, and she's running away from the pedophile. Fucking.
It's Carol fucking Baskin's fault. That's all we gotta say.
She left her daughter in the care of a pedophile. But that's all that is.
But you think you could do it an hour and 50 minutes to an hour and 55 minutes? I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of leeway with Ada.
All right, I'll try that, because after all, I did beat the game on professional, and I forgot how long it took me to do that, but I did beat on professional, so that was hard enough. That was hard enough. Oh my god, like it wasn't that hard with the other characters, because with Leon or Claire, I have the infinite rocket launcher, so that helps me out. But like I said, when you get to Ada and all she has is a pistol, and so it's like I gotta dodge around fucking the zombies, and then of course when you get to Mr. X, that's when you're like, oh shit, I gotta open the door, I gotta hurry up with that. You got fucking X on your ass, you gotta fucking shoot him in the goddamn head. And he only goes down for maybe 15, 20 seconds before he gets back up. So that gives you very little leeway to do anything at all. So yeah, I'll be up for it. I'll definitely practice for that, and then when I'm ready for this.
And then here's the third one. What's your record on 250?
On RE2?
Oh no, RE2 on 2. What's that one that you're that?
Oh, Tofu.
Tofu. What's your record on that?
Nothing. I haven't even beat that shit yet.
Oh shit!
That's how hard it is, because the Tofu character you're running through with a knife. Now, actually,
I thought you beat it one time.
Well, the thing is, I have all the Tofu characters unlocked, and with Tofu, certain characters carry like they are allowed to carry certain weapons, but the main Tofu character, all he carries around is health items and a knife. That's all he has. And my girls here are listening. I'm like, just imagine me playing as a character that's like a big block of tofu cheese or whatever. I don't even know what the fuck tofu. You know what? I'm gonna look that up. What the fuck is tofu, man?
Tofu is cheese.
It's food, but I'm like, what the fuck is? Let's see. Curd made from mashed soybeans used chiefly in Asian and vegetarian cooking. Is it good for you? Probably not. It looks like ugh.
Give you the shits.
Tofu is one of those foods that spark debate. Some can't rave enough with the health benefits, while others declare as a genetically modified poison to be avoided at all costs. So you can eat it, but probably like you said, gives you the shits. Probably runs through. What is this? Tofu is made of condensed soy milk. That is pressed into a solid white blocks in the process, quite similar to cheese making. Almost looks like curdled cottage cheese in a block. That's all that shit is. And you play as this big jiggly holy shit, what is this? Contains nutrients. So tofu is high in protein and contains all the essential amino acids your body needs. It also provides fats, carbs, and a wide variety of vitamins and minerals. So there's like 8 grams of protein, 2 grams of carbs, 1 fiber, 4 fat, 31% what's this? I don't even know what the fuck that word is. 20% calcium, 14% selenium, 12% phosphorus, 11% copper, 9% magnesium, 9% iron. What am I and tanking fucking minerals now that needs to be fucking mined from the ground?
Nancy Pelosi, so you gonna eat that shit?
Mel said it takes the taste of anything you make with it. It's gross. Yeah, I would never eat that shit. It looks gross the way that shit jiggles and like Man, my ass jiggled
I
better
don't
than
know
that
what to
stuff.
do. I just got done eating that long ago, dude.
Man,
Like,
fried tofu looks like fucking croutons. Fucking croutons. Here we are.
Now it's gonna make me don't want to fucking drink anymore after hearing that shit. But
Let me see if where's Tim hanging about here. Let me see. I'll tell him we're live.
Tim coming on yet?
Not yet.
I don't know if he's mad at me or not from yesterday.
Well, he asked
tagged
me what time I'm doing the podcast. Well, that was last night. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah, never mind. He was just waiting for that. Oh, he's here. Why are you echoing? Because my thing's coming out on Mike's end. That's if I'm yelling. That's coming through a speaker. Yeah, but I'm good. So Tim is over here in Twitch chat.
Tim, you coming in and joining us or what, brother?
Come on in. We got some shit to talk about, man.
Yeah, we got some more shit that's going to be fucking getting your nerves right.
All right, before we hit the 5G, tell them. Let's talk about
a little bit of Corona and what I found out.
Yeah, go ahead, because I didn't believe it first until I looked it up.
Everybody hasn't. So for those who are waiting on a check, supposedly there was a glitch on Wednesday.
Yes, there was.
There was a glitch, and that's why not everybody has gotten the checks that are supposed to be direct deposit. So I'm pretty much sure I'm probably getting mine tonight because of shit. So, and on top of that, this just puts the icing on the fucking cake. We got a new stereotype influenza called H7N3, avian influenza in South Carolina as we speak. Now, no human beings have been in contact with it, thank God. But they killed 32,000 turkeys. And this was reported on April 13th.
Well, there goes Thanksgiving all.
Yep, there goes your fucking turkeys for the year.
God damn it.
So, with that being said, just imagine what's going to happen here once that shit hits all on top of this.
Well, here's the thing. Bird flu, when that hit, even though everybody knew about it and they said
that was
they
a
knew
different strand. That was a different strand.
So are they saying that this one's evolved from like the actual bird flu?
2015.
Okay.
From 2015.
I wonder where the fuck this one originated at.
The influenza A virus is a subtype of H7N3. This one obviously is the avian influenza, which is I guess the same thing, but this one is mutated supposedly.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that goes. Avian, I guess, is type A.
I'd have to.
Man, this is why we need Melanie in here. Melanie's a nurse. She knows this shit. Melanie, if you're listening to this, it says it's a higher classification of influenza A virus. I don't know what that means. Mel, do you know what that means?
Let me see. Bird.
Like, what's the difference between a regular flu, bird flu, and West Nile virus and bullshit like that?
Let's see. So there was a H5N1. That's one strain. That's a strain of influenza. Well, let's say that's a strain of influenza known as the bird flu or avian flu. She don't know it. She don't know it. She said, "Fuck no." Let's see. H5N1. That was a the influenza known as the bird or avian flu. Typically is transmitted between birds, but it can be passed from bird to human. It does not spread from person to person, though. When it affects humans, bird flu is associated with very serious illness, multi-organ failure, and high death rates. Here we go again. Tim is coming in the chat. He said he'll be here in a minute. So let's see. This one, all right. This is an article from back. All right, here's one from back in. This is back in February. Okay. This one, a highly pathogenic strain of H5N1 bird flu has been reported in China's Hunan province. So I did briefly hear about this back in February, I think it was. There's three
subtypes here. I got them all right here, Mike.
Okay,
subtypes are named by containing the H and the N numbers, like for ENG. Example, A would be N1H1, N3 N2, and now you got this one, H7N3.
Yep.
So there's your three types, and guess what? Now we're getting third type.
Unfortunately. So let's see. A highly pathogenic strain of H5N1. Mind you, this is an article from back in this was back in February. The strain of H5N1 bird flu has been reported in China's Hunan province. The outbreak was reported on a farm in a city in Shaoyang in the Hunan province. Of the 7,850 chickens on the farm where the outbreak occurred, 4,500 died of the H5N1 avian flu. The Chinese government said it culled 17,828 chickens as a result of the H5N1 outbreak. Per the United States Geological Survey, the bird flu is deemed high pathogenic based on its ability to kill birds. The designation of low or highly pathogenic avian influenza refers to the potential of these viruses to kill chickens. The designation of low pathogenic or highly pathogenic does not refer to how infections of the virus may be to humans, other mammals, or other species of birds. Okay, Tim is in here now. I can unmute him. What's going on, Tim?
What's going on, Tim?
You're in here. I hear a potato. I don't know if I hear you. Oh God, you are. Oh man, you are a lot worse than what you.
Oh my gosh,
man! We told you to fix your potato before this shit.
You're supposed to be in 15 minutes, but we never give him time.
I hear your thing clicking and dicking and all that shit. Yeah, because you were like all over the place. It's like clicking and yeah. I don't know what the hell you did with your mic. I don't know if it's your internet or if it's your microphone.
It can't be his internet because my internet been acting up.
Yeah.
We can't even hear you, Tim.
Yeah, all we hear is clicking.
Click, click, and that's all.
It's like the computer's trying to talk to us.
You must be away from your fucking router or something.
That's probably what it is. That tends to have that's a tendency of that.
Yeah, that has a bad tendency of that. But,
so here's something else here. This is what's funny, okay? So I know Trump is saying that he's cutting funds to the World Health Organization. They're a bunch of crooked motherfuckers anyway. So fuck them. So this is saying, according to the World Health Organization, while H5N1 can be transmitted to humans, typically through contact with dead birds or a contaminated environment, it is rare in humans. So right now,
but also uncooked meats of birds too.
Yeah, and you know what recently just shut down? Purdue said that there was a couple people that were infected by the coronavirus, so they're shutting down Purdue. So there goes your chicken, there goes your turkeys. If you're a chicken person, time to go vegetarian because there's a shortage on meat. Then there's going to be a shortage on chicken. Price of chicken is going to go up the same way the price of meat. And it's getting ridiculous. But with this flu here, with this bird flu, even though it's dangerous to humans, the only way you can contract it, and I'm still hearing some loud clicking. What the hell is going on with your laptop?
We're going to mute you for a minute, brother, until you get it fixed, man.
He demuted himself.
Thanks, brother.
So with this one, okay, now coronavirus is quote unquote airborne, of course. When you cough, when you sneeze, if you have that shit, the stuff sticks to surfaces. So like we've always been stressing out.
Don't forget also, you're more susceptible to have it if you have low immune system.
Yep, that too. So
now,
keep your immune system.
The thing about this is what I'm thinking, Mike, is like they say, oh, well, this is going to be no, this is actually a setup to something much, much bigger is what I'm thinking. And I did a podcast earlier with Tom and me and Tom were actually, well, Tom didn't write a whole bunch, but I was talking to Tom through it.
I was going to say, when did you all do it? I didn't even know y'all were live.
I was live. Didn't you see my video from earlier this morning? No.
I was asleep this morning.
Exactly. So I did my little podcast on my Facebook, and I was talking about this coronavirus.
Okay.
And it got me thinking. Okay, you stop the Democratic Party politicians, not the people, the politicians, are trying to run a small coup, which is pretty much take over, try to overthrow the president, like we've done over in Ukraine, Venezuela, shit like that. And it makes more sense. What's the only way how you're going to beat somebody if you can't beat them at their own game? You make something fucking up.
Yep.
So what's the thing you make up? You make up coronavirus, which is actually real, but the kicker of it is, how's the only way you're going to be able to beat them? Well, easily. First off, you have this pandemic. Okay.
Yep.
You have the pandemic already in play, and you keep blocking the bills. Now, the only thing that's going to hurt the Democratic Party, which they've already done it to themselves, I was explaining that also in my video, is the only way Trump can win this, he's got to pass another stimulus package for everybody to get that vote. It sounds like he's paying people, but he's not. And I'll tell you why. It's because now this stimulus check, it's getting the economy kind of a jump start. Like, you know how your car dies, you got to start it up with a pair of jumper cables. Now he's got to get another set of jumper cables, which is get another stimulus check to hook up to the other half, which is pretty much, let's get the second one. I'm not saying don't distribute out in May. No, don't do that. Get it passed in May, distribute it in July, because you got November elections coming up, right? Yep. November 8th, specific date. July, you get you get this check in July. August, September, October. That gives you 3 months to build the economy back up.
Yep.
And then you get election day. There you go. That's the only way how politicians, the Democrats and Republicans, are going to have to come together on this one to win their party. To get their seat back is the only way is to pass this next stimulus check to everybody like we did now, to get the economy jumping back and on the roll. Yep. Because that's the only way how Trump is going to be saved on this one, unless, I know Trump has this one, but right now, Joe Biden wants these voters things through the mail, which if you do that, of course they're going to win. No one's not that stupid like Joe Biden. I mean, no offense, but if you're for the guy, but I'm just saying. The thing I would like to see is a voter ID. You can't be frauded. You can't be fucking anything else. You have a voter ID, and that's your vote. It counts. Now, another thing that pisses me off about this stimulus shit, guess who else is getting money that was not supposed to get money?
Pelosi and all them motherfuckers?
No. The California governor of California has given $500 to each illegal immigrant.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
Now, we have homeless Americans here that could use that $500. Why are we getting to... The thing about it, I'm not being racist or anything like that, because, trust me, I can be. But I'm not going to hide that from everybody.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about it is this. Just come in fucking legally. There's nothing wrong with getting checked to make sure that you fucking don't have any kind of diseases that you transmit across the border. Just get a green card, dude. It's not that fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
Come in legally. It's not a fucking hard process. It's fucking simple right now, if you honestly think about it. But the thing about it is, and these people that want open borders, so let me tell you a little something about them open borders now. I actually described this in a way also. Say that let's just take somebody for an example. We'll just take somebody. We'll just put John Doe and his wife, Mrs. Doe. Okay, you want open borders? How about this? You let some stranger come in your house. You have no fucking clue who you're talking about, or you don't know nothing about. You don't know if he's a fucking pedophile. You don't know he's a fucking murderer. You don't know what disease he has. But hey, come on in. Yeah, we'll take you. Come on in. Yada, yada, yada. Next thing you know, you wake up dead next fucking morning, and this guy's banging your wife. Or this guy could be touching your child inappropriately. Now how fucking dumb can you fucking be to have open fucking borders?
That's true.
Okay. Now that's my rant over on that side. Now the coronavirus, They say it went up again. Okay, we're at 22,000 deaths. I haven't looked at the CDC website today. Have you?
Nah, not at all. Let me go check. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, check out the numbers. And remember, don't forget to subtract or add the top two. Add the top two or subtract the bottom two.
Let me see here. This is always so fucking. Let's see. Where the hell am I going? Here. Where the hell the numbers at? Cases, because I want today's
Cases in U.S.
Cases of surveillance. Here we go. U.S. cases. Okay, new available date. Let's see, new data available, demographic characteristics, COVID-19. Okay.
Hey, you don't want that. You want the numbers. You just want the numbers.
Okay.
It should be like in the middle.
So,
They were saying something like 22,000. Does that look accurate by the top and bottom number?
let me see. Right now, at a glance, total cases.
Okay.
632,548. 600.
How many is being investigated?
632,220 confirmed. 348 probable. Total number of deaths: 3,000 or not 3,000. 31,071. 26,930 confirmed deaths. 4,141 probable. So now they're starting to get the numbers. Yeah, they're starting to get some accuracy now with this. So they're not coming out and saying there's 31,000. Now, if the media comes out and says, okay, there's been 31,000 people who died in the U.S. CDC said there's confirmed cases, confirmed deaths, 26,930 with over 4,100 probable. Probable. That doesn't mean it's exactly 31,000, but it's only
some
probable.
thousand of those are freaking preconditioned.
Yep.
That's what they don't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
They want that big numbers. That's all they care about is the big numbers.
Exactly.
How many's being investigated? How many beings investigated? 300 some thousand?
There's nothing on here about investigated numbers.
There should be.
I'm not looking at. I'm not seeing it.
Unless they took out the investigation because
I think
everybody's
they
catching
did.
on.
I think, yeah, it looks like they did because now they got a new chart on here. Total number of cases between American Indian, Asia, African American, Native Hawaiian, white, multiple. Now they separated that for everybody because everybody wants, a separate
fucking
that race chart.
race card again.
Exactly.
But okay, so we
hold on. Never mind. I found it. Okay. I had to scroll to the bottom of the page. They push it down a little bit. So, under investigation right now, 611,006 cases under investigation.
And the total number?
Between close contact, travel related, and then the total number of cases is 632,548.
Okay, so it's right. 26,000 is actual corona.
Yep.
So you take the top, you take the 611, you take the bottom ones, you subtract those, that's your total confirmed, with a probability of pre-existing in the actual cases. Yeah. You can add the top two and still get the same number.
Exactly.
You should be able to get the same number if you add the top two.
Yep.
So there's your number, folks. What happened to the 50,000 or 100,000, 60,000? Where's those numbers at?
Exactly. That's what I've been telling people. I've been arguing with friends on Facebook the last few days. I've lost some good friends, but you know what? If they want to be dumb and believe the media, and like I said yesterday, I did a live Facebook feed yesterday for those of you watching live right now. And I was talking about how, with everything going on, and I was stating a lot of facts, which is what we already done so far. And my one friend of mine, he was like, I don't care about all that, as long as my family's safe and all, that's fine. You should worry about your family too. I say, yeah, I do worry about my family. I worry about my daughter all the time. When I go to the store, I make sure somebody's home with my daughter because I'm not taking my daughter anywhere out. I make sure that when I leave and I come back, I'm washing my hands and all. And now that Larry Hogan, he's not my governor. I'm not calling him governor anymore. Larry fucking Hogan of Maryland. Now he's he's making it mandatory for people to wear masks in Maryland starting Saturday. So I did this a little bit. I'm skewing away for a second. I took a shirt last night, and a shirt that I wasn't wearing, and I was doing it while I was live with Melody. Melody, she loves my new masks now. So what I did,
I want to see a picture of this shit.
Oh, I'll post it. I'll post it later, definitely. I took a shirt that I wasn't wearing, and I made a total of 6 face coverings for me. Even shirt sleeve. The shirt sleeve is fucking big enough to fit over my head. So they said anything that covers your mouth, you can wear. Now, you're not really required to cover your nose because people do have breathing problems, especially people with asthma. So some people
just defeats the whole fucking purpose then. What?
Yeah. So some stores were like, as long as you cover your mouth, you're good. Because those yeah.
I'm just picturing this now.
so actually, hold on. I think I did take a picture. Let me see. I think I got a picture saved on here.
Please tell me you've not gone to a bank.
I was talking about it. I was like, yeah, well, let me just put this motherfucker on there.
Roll up in a fucking drive-thru in the fucking bank. Hey, I'd like to get some cash out. The fuck is this?
Yeah,
Dude, you
no.
should have kept the horse mask, dude. That would have been hilarious as fuck to go through the store with that bitch on.
All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna send this to you. You can look at it if you're able to pull it.
Yeah, I want to see this shit.
This is what I was.
You should have kept the fucking horse mask, Mike. That'd be hilarious.
I know. I was telling Thomas.
Oh my god! You've gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's a shirt sleeve I cut off the shirt. It worked. It worked.
Okay, hold on a second. All you fucking need right now is a fucking Santa hat, and you'd be the perfect fucking Santa Claus right now.
Why'd you leave, Tim? I mean, I had you unmuted, man.
I think you might be having mic problems. Tim, you having mic issues, man?
I don't know. He just left Discord again.
Yeah, it might be Discord on his end.
Let me try it. All right, Tim, speak. Tim, you're unmuted.
Nothing.
Yeah, your mic's acting up. Man, you need to get yourself a new. You need to upgrade from a potato to a watermelon. You need a fucking grapefruit over there.
That's hilarious shit. All you need to fucking Santa hat and put a little mouth hole in that bitch. You're fucking perfect, dude.
Actually, you know what? That one I was wearing, I actually cut a little hole in there for my mouth.
Oh shit! You fucking cheater.
I'm like, look, if I'm going through this shit, I'm wearing whatever the fuck I want to wear. Because,
since this is part of a freaking, we're going to get to the 5G. It's because it's not that big of a really thing we have set up for the 5G.
Yeah, we're not going to be too long today on here. Maybe an hour and a half here.
But Mike has a little bit, and I have a little bit, but it's not going to be that much on the 5G. So that's why we're kind of like, jumping
winging
subject to subject.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, okay, Mike, what's your opinion upon this $5,000 fine if you're caught outside?
Oh, that's fucking bullshit. Who's fucking passing that? Who the hell passed that?
Hogan did. Hogan, you know they're now fining people about $5,000 at least if you're caught.
Yeah, that's after curfew, supposed curfew. So this is if you work at night. And I do. I have a job overnight. It's an essential job, So that's why places of employment are passing out. They're printing out letters, and having people putting them in vehicles, and saying, look, if you get pulled over, show them your note. Tell them, hey, you're essential to this job, and they can't do anything to you. Now it's like if you're pulled over after curfew, and you ain't got nowhere to go. You're fucked. They're supposed to. You supposedly get a $5,000 fine and up to a year in jail. I'm like, why? This is what I was talking about on Facebook, and people don't believe me. They don't understand when I say, look, martial law is coming, And
It's not going to get. They can't. They can't. Governors cannot issue martial law, and I'll tell you why after you're done.
so I was talking to this guy Tuesday night, and of course Monday and Tuesdays I work at an auto auction. This guy came in to pull his vehicle out. So we were sitting there talking the whole time about this, and I agree with everything he says because it's the same shit that I've been talking about. So we have both, agree to each other's statements. And he was like, all martial law's coming soon. Watch, he said, because step one, curfew. Every state has a curfew now just about to be inside at a certain time unless you have an essential job. Step two, well, no, it was step one. I'm sorry, I got that messed up. Step one, Step one, you put the fear out. Well, step one, we already passed step one, which is put the news out there on the media. He said a lot of this shit that has come out that should have been hush hush. Your politicians just pretty much gave full control to the media to put it out there. And then what does the media do? They manipulate the truth. They fabricate numbers. They fabricate. It's all half truths. That's why I tell people, don't believe what you see online. Don't believe what you see on the news. Everything is fabricated to put scare, to put fear into people out there. And there's so many people that are scared about this that they watch the news all the time. There's a lot of people out there that quote unquote don't trust Trump, but Trump's doing everything in his power to ensure that everybody's safe, to make sure the economy's up, to make sure we're not going into a recession, that he wants to make sure this is not going to be a dystopia of a country after all this because of some pussy virus. Because that's all we've had in the last 20 years is pussy-ass viruses. We've never shut the country down over Ebola. We've never shut the country down over SARS-CoV-1. We never shut it down over E. coli or anthrax or anything. We all been through that shit. So we should have shut the fucking country down with all of that. So now, with election year, as we've been saying, Democrats are trying to get Trump out of office. They want to get their new order in. They want to get their agendas passed. What's the way to do it? Spread panic. That's what they did with the media. Spread panic. Scare everybody in the country. Step two, curfew. Now, I don't think every state has a curfew. Most states do. So if they say be in your house by 8 or 9 o'clock, or if you're outside and you get called,
dick.
Now you're coming in clear. God damn, you fixed it.
Damn, Tim. That's damn.
That's all you had to say was suck my dick.
Nah, I gotta figure out what's wrong with this Discord on my laptop. I had to switch to my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever you did, keep it, because you're coming in loud and clear. You're good.
Yeah, don't fuck with it.
Don't fix what's already broken. Well, no.
Exactly.
Whatever that saying is.
Yeah. But,
So
the thing is,
so with this whole agenda, with this whole thing, okay, step 2 is curfew. Step 3, he said, because this guy he's ex-military. He was in the military for so many years. He says step 3, that's when they start. When things aren't going their way, start bringing the militia in. That's when you got the military rolling in.
There's difference between militia and military.
Well, who knows? I mean, it's coming.
One sucks dick and the other one gets.
Hold on, Tim. I'll tell you why it's not coming. One, because the declared martial law has to be approved by the president.
True.
Which is federal. What we have now is not a federal issue. It's a state issue right now.
Yeah.
And the governors cannot declare martial law. They have no power. That's where the cutoff line is.
Well, here's a problem with that.
Hold on. Now, the only thing that they can do is ask the president, hey, Mr. President, can we get some military health personnel, which is pretty much the National Guard, the Army, the Navy, stuff like that. The president can authorize that to the governor.
Yeah.
Because the governors can ask for that. Now, there was a governor or a mayor in Illinois at the time. This happened, I think, 2017, Mike, maybe 2016. No, 2017. Where he tried to get, one of the mayors tried to get the United Nations, but he couldn't because he didn't have the power to do it. Because the president said, no, we got enough police officers and stuff. Now, there's another thing I've read today, too, that police officers in Michigan are not arresting the protesters right now in Michigan because the governor of Michigan is overthrowing the power or abusing power.
Yep, she should be overthrown and arrested and jailed. Fuck that bitch.
Some of them people, that's the thing. See, the governors can get arrested and stuff.
That's where
And
Hogan's
that's the thing
heading.
they got to be careful of.
Watch, Hogan's getting there.
Hogan is getting there, and the police are going to say, okay, we've had enough of this shit. No, we're not going to do it. And the sheriff has the authority to say that.
Because get this, and I'm gonna say it right here. I said it when I was live yesterday, and this is an article. This is from nymag.com, and I found this on Facebook. Everybody, so if you're in the state of Maryland, listen to this shit. Maryland governor, mind you, Larry Hogan, accused of rerouting state funds to benefit his business. So this $500 million that he's asking from the federal government to cover businesses and shit, guess where that's going? For his benefit. It's going right in his fucking pocket. And he's going to end up in jail along with that bitch in Michigan.
Yep. She's already crying wolf. But guess what? The police and the sheriffs and stuff ain't going to do anything about it because it's peaceful protest and they're wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't do a damn thing unless it comes uncivil, then they can have the authority to do what they got to do.
Yeah, because under our Constitution, you are protected under the Constitution for peaceful protesting.
Oh, speaking of something, I saw that thing you sent out about that dumbass that, if I'm correct, and I read it well enough. It said on there that the asshole was glad they were trying to take our something amendment.
Was it something I posted about the 28th Amendment? I think.
I guess you said this literate asshole's glad they're taking our amendment away.
Oh yeah, it was something I was posting earlier. So okay, I posted this earlier. This was a guy. He was commenting on I forgot, it was something about the Michigan governor. So he commented on there. He said, "I'm glad our rights being taken away. It's cool to you." Let's see. It's cool to you. You still get to buy common needs like seeds and canned fish. I may have read that wrong. I don't know. I'm glad our rights being taken away. It's cool. It's cool to you. So yeah, some people apparently are okay with governors like that taking away our rights, basically throwing the fucking Constitution in the garbage and shit. And the Constitution protects our fucking rights. Oh, Trump is holding a task force press briefing. He's live right now.
They always do that around this time right now.
Yeah. So there was one thing I was getting ready to mention. So it was said online supposedly that Trump was thinking about giving certain power or something, giving the governors the chance to make decisions in the states or something like that.
Yeah, that's to reopen. That's to reopen.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. I was going to say.
Nope, that's just to reopen the state, pretty much.
Yeah, at this point, nobody's going to fucking open up. Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true because not all states are really badly infected.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Like right now, I think is it North Carolina or South Carolina and Michigan, or it's two states that are getting ready to open right now, from what I heard. Because I think it was one of the Carolinas, and I think it was either Michigan or Illinois. It was somewhere up there around the Great Lakes that they're getting ready to open up. Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, I'm making sure. So, Tim, with all this, Tim, so far, what do you think about all this?
They need to go suck a dick.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Well, that's everybody's attitude towards it right now.
And like
I don't know about y'all, but my white ass wants to go back to work.
I don't blame you. So
everybody is, dude.
Trust me, thousands of Americans out there are needing a job. They want to get back to work. They want to make that money. and these politicians are making it fucking harder on us. Like, I can understand, okay, what they can do, reopen the country up, but still keep the guidelines. Okay, you want us to stay 6 feet apart from each other? That's fine. You want us to wear masks for now until this thing blows over? That's fine. Okay, wear masks out in the public. Like, you don't have to worry about it if you're going on a walk around your neighborhood or whatever. Who the fuck are you going to breathe on out there? You know, if you go to if you go to a retail store, just carry a mask, carry some kind of face covering. It doesn't have to be a medical mask. Get something that covers over your face so where it's comfortable, it's breathable, and it's doable. You know, if they want to play that game, just follow suit. You know, be like, look, I cover my face up. I'm coming in here. I'm grabbing my shit, and I'm going. As soon as you get home, if you need to, wipe it all down because you know it's coming from a store. You know people have touched it. Wipe it down if you need to. Wash your hands.
I was just thinking about this too. When I was doing my Facebook stream, I seen a guy yesterday, and I kid you not, I went to Dollar General, of course, no gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it off and on most of the freaking time. But I saw a guy have handyman gloves.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, yeah, it said hard surfaces and stuff. Now, we don't have a whole bunch of gloves out there, and they're charging them ridiculous prices.
Yep.
Here's an idea, folks. Get some mittens, throw them in a washer, wash them.
That's all you need.
Why go out there and spend a box of, like, some of them boxes are going, from what I heard from a friend of mine today in Canada, though, she found a box of gloves and little medical gloves for $75 a box.
And they're not supposed to be price gouging that shit.
And they're not even supposed to be that pricey for one. Normally a box like that's what, 10, 20 bucks?
Well, that's criminal right now with people price gouging that shit like that. It's criminal. They can be fined for that shit.
And the thing is, just get a regular pair of wool gloves. You know, depending upon your hand size, it doesn't gotta be that damn expensive. You can go to Dollar General and get a pair of gloves for $1 something.
Mm-hmm.
Or I got a better idea. Instead of buying gloves, and I can be a dick for this, don't go out.
Well, people are gonna have to go out anyways, Tim. I mean, you got the elderly people
unfortunately.
talking about too. But yeah, you could do that too, and not run out of food, and not go out and get shit. I mean, you could do that too.
Because trust me, I've already stressed it enough. I'm like,
dude, I've already been up at my supermarket with no gloves, no mask.
Yeah, but the thing is, Tim, that I'm trying to also state is if you want to wear gloves, I'm not saying you have to.
And even if they put
if
they put that one rule into effect where if you leave your house you got to wear a mask,
it's already in effect in Maryland.
I'm not going to wear one.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, then you'll be the idiot getting in jail and go see you on 5 o'clock news.
Well, here's the thing, Tim.
Because I tell them straight up, I have my rights to do what I want.
Yeah, but Tim, here's the thing.
At this point, that's thrown out the window.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they will call it a terroristical threat.
And I'll say, I can be a dick, and I'll be like, yeah, you're a terrorist too.
Yeah, they can kiss my terrorist ass.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Do you really want that on your record, though? I mean, for something that stupid?
The country's
I am not going around pretending that I'm sick.
It's not that you're pretending. The thing about it is, up there in Maryland. Maryland is, I'm not going to say a big state like Texas is. If you're like in Texas or some other big state, I'd say, okay, don't worry about it. Like Florida and all that, they're not really pushing that issue. But you got to think about Maryland for a minute. You got major hospitals. You got Suburban Hospital near D.C. You got Maryland University in Baltimore. And you got Frederick County hospitals, Carroll County hospitals, Washington County hospitals. You got all them little counties together, which are at least, I'm going to say about 10, 15 miles, depending where you live, around the border.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, half them counties are not that big, and you got to understand, Maryland is pretty much the next D.C. / New York / New Jersey plus Delmarva area. Yeah, it's not that they're saying they okay, we're forcing you to. It's that you look how close you are to New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, West Virginia, and PA. You're surrounded by like 5-6 different states, especially Carroll County. Carroll County, you're near New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
No, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, Virginia, yeah, it's a little bit of a travel, but that's not a big one. But you're still near New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and you're still about 6 hours away from New York.
I'm tired.
People are sneaking down from New York to Maryland.
Yep.
Which is only about a 6 to 8 hour drive.
And the thing is, they're supposed to quarantine. They're supposed to self-quarantine for 14 days, too, which I doubt they're even doing.
They're not.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it, though, Tim, is do you really want that kind of charge on your record? And this goes out to anybody that doesn't want to do it. I mean, okay, they're going to be reopening stuff. Yes, I understand that. Don't get me wrong. Yes, it's serious. But the thing about it is, do you want a stupid charge like that on your record and get locked up until you won't have a case till June? You'll be sitting in a cell with Bubba till June because that's when the courts are going to open that back up in Maryland June. So go ahead, be stupid.
To ease your mind a little, though, Tim, so you can still walk out of your house, walk around the neighborhood, you don't need a mask for that. The only time you'll need a mask is if you're walking inside a retail store.
Retail store.
If you're going to Walmart, if you're going to Rite Aid, Dollar General, they require you to just put a mask on. You can stand outside the store, without a mask on. Just make sure you put it on before you enter the store, and then when you come out, just take it off. That's all you do. Because yesterday I went to Walmart, and as I was leaving, there was a guy trying to walk inside for a cart. And there's one of the workers that was standing outside and says, "Sir, you need to come out." He's like, "Oh, I need to get a car." And he's like, "No, you need a mask. Where's your mask at? Where's your mask at?" And he couldn't give him an answer. And he's like, "Well, you're going to have to leave. I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to leave. You don't have a mask. You can't come in." It's got that serious, yeah, but at this point, I'm like, okay, I'll play your all's fucking game. You want to play like that,
it may be a game, but a lot of elderly people go to Walmart too.
Exactly. So here's what I do. They're telling, okay, wear your masks. All right. What the fuck are you doing?
He's trying to sound like he's eating something. But
closing a bag of M&Ms.
I was gonna say.
But the thing about it is, Mike, you think of it this way. It makes sense for the elder because that's where like SSI people get their medicines at, are usually at Walmarts and shit. So kind of I okay that, but like you did, a shirt, bandana, that's fine. No big issue. Anybody can get a bandana for $1 something now. Or
actually, nowadays, no. Ever since Hogan put that scare out, now that Saturday. Everybody needs some kind of face covering. No bandanas everywhere. I even tried Walmart. Like I was lucky. I was lucky. The cigarette depot up here had masks.
I'm going to put this out there, Mike. If you need a mask, I'll mail you one.
No, I got plenty still. I'm good, man.
I got those ones that you could buy one get for free. I got those.
Well, they actually got them up here right now at our cigarette depot up here. They're selling the regular medical masks for $1.99, which is 2 masks in 1 pack, or you can buy the N95 one.
Man, 2 for 1.
Well, they also got the N95 ones. N95 ones are going for like $6.99 or 2 for $12. Well, it's 2 for 11 something, but it's still 2 for $12.
God.
But I was like, that's when I had the idea yesterday, because I want to say a quick thank you. I want to say a quick thank you to Nancy Pelosi for signing my check, my $1,200 stimulus check. No. Mine was direct deposited, so I don't know who signed it, but
fuck.
I want to thank whoever it was who gave me my $1,200 because my car is now running more smoothly and efficiently right now.
Fuck all y'all and goddamn check.
Hey, he can go fuck himself too because I know mine got glitched, so he can go fuck himself twice now. But
no, fuck all y'all and them goddamn checks.
You would be getting one if you did if you still.
I did the IRS thing. I haven't got my money yet.
It takes a process.
It takes a process to go through.
I heard all the banks were freezing up.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Where'd you hear that
Tim,
from?
Don't believe everything you read, brother. That's what we're trying to get to you.
The news said it.
Exactly!
And you're gonna believe
Exactly!
Oh my
You're
God,
listening to the worst fucking thing of all.
God.
Actually, I was listening to WJZ.
Exactly!
Exactly,
Stop
yeah.
listening to them. That's liberal news. They want to scare you. I tell people, I cannot stress it enough. WJZ in Baltimore, Fox 45, CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, Your Sister Ass, The Polar Express. Don't listen to them
What?
motherfuckers. That's all liberal news. They
sister's
put that.
ass. What?
They put that fucking
Your
shit
sister's
out there.
ass. You might as well be called your sister's ass because that's what you're doing right now, is being your sister's ass.
Exactly.
They tell
You
you not
said
to believe every fucking
WJZ.
thing.
That's where you got that scare from. Don't believe that shit.
God damn, Tim.
Don't believe that
We-
shit. Because
We have been preaching to you now for 2 weeks about that. Don't believe everything you fucking
No, I was just telling you what I heard.
What you hear is what you hear.
yeah, that's
not
fine.
true.
That's fine. But don't believe what you hear on any of them
Did I
Take
say
it
I
with a grain
believed
of
it?
salt.
No, you didn't say it.
Take it with
So
a
you're
grain of
putting
salt.
words in my
Take-
mouth.
We're
Just
just.
take it with a grain of salt. That's it. Grain of salt.
But no, I put
that.
I feel that I know it, like you guys said, I know it takes time, but I filled that IRS thing out.
And also,
Okay.
Tim, if you get a text message that says that you about a scam on your phone, there is a scam out there now. I want to put this out there too, Mike.
Yeah, I've seen this too.
Tim, you too, you specifically.
Hey,
Focus here, focus. Lean into the mic. Do
asshole.
not believe the scam that when somebody texts you that you're overdrawn. They said that is a scam. Do not click a link. Do not give them any personal information or anything like that because it's bogus.
I don't even answer them text messages.
Yeah, just delete them. Just delete them. They're all.
Yeah, just don't even bother with that shit.
Just like speaking, I don't mean to do this, but speaking of stuff like that, I keep getting a text message. Someone calling me Veronica saying that your what's ready. I'm like, what?
Don't worry. I get the same thing.
Delete.
I've been getting the same thing a lot here lately. I just fucking look at them and just delete them.
That's what I do.
That's all it
But
is.
no,
But as far
I
as your
filled it out Tuesday.
yeah, as far as that is, keep in mind there's still a lot of people out there that were told about
That's
the paper
because there's
checks, right? There's a lot more people
feel-
out there signing up for it. There's a lot more people signing up for it now.
Yeah.
I filled out
It is
my
at
unemployment
1.6.
and that on Tuesday,
It
and
takes
I got
time.
an email saying something about your thing was accepted,
There you go. It just takes time to process. That's all it is.
but it doesn't, and it
Yeah.
says wait 24 to 48 hours, and it's been 24 to 48 hours.
That's for them to receive the information. Though.
yeah.
They'll probably say something within the 24 to 48 hours of confirmation. Say, okay, we got your information. That's what that means.
It takes time. You'll more likely get yours
You'll
by
get it before.
you'll get it tomorrow,
before
Monday.
June or whatever.
between tomorrow and Monday you'll
But-
get it.
But the thing about it is this though. You got to give them a whole bunch of time. They just got 5.6 million more people confirming without jobs. So if you're filing for
Yeah, I figured
unemployment,
that one.
you're going to be, you might as well just fucking do it online because people are not getting through the phone line.
Yep. Do everything online because I'm about to do it myself. I'm about to say fuck my job and do it because here's the thing. You apply for unemployment. Now, regularly with unemployment, you would have to
That's going through my work.
Yeah, you would have to file every week for that and prove to them that
yeah.
You have to be
but-
fired. You cannot quit. That's the only thing
No.
about unemployment. You
Well,
have
he
to
was
be
laid
fired.
off. He was basically laid
I
off.
was laid off.
Well, yeah, well, that
I
counts
was
as being
furloughed.
fired,
Yeah.
technically.
So get this.
No. Before you guys confuse yourself with different things. Being fired means you can't get unemployment.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. Not anymore.
No,
Yes, you can.
not really. No.
Not
Depending
anymore.
upon the situation. has to be-
Give or take, I'll
It
give
has to
you.
be
I'll give you
it
half
has
of
to
that.
be- Hold on, it has to
But
be
my job,
unanticipated.
but my job, all they did was furloughed me. I still have my job.
Yeah, you were laid off. Yeah, you still have a job. You're just laid
You can
off.
still get it, but there's also some people that are not able to get their jobs. They say, "Oh, well, we're laying you off, and you'll never get your job back." Pretty much.
Oh, that's because when they lay you off, when stuff comes up and they need more people, they don't call the people they laid off. They call new people.
Unless people know you're a hell of a hard worker.
Oh, yeah, that too. Because
Well,
right
the
when
thing
they
about
let
it,
us
Tim,
go at my work, they said, keep your badge, you keep all your health and everything.
yeah, that
We
means
just
you'll
put
be
it on
coming back,
hold.
but it'll be a while.
Okay,
yeah, they
okay,
did say that.
Tim. Okay, Mike's right. Okay, when you have been fired from a job, you can file for online for unemployment. It's a good idea to get your paperwork and claim in order.
That's weird because
as soon as possible.
That's weird because I got
the thing about
fired
it,
from
unless-
a retail place and I tried to file for unemployment and they said, did you get laid off
How
or
long have you
fired?
worked there, though, Tim? How long have you worked there? Because it has to be more
3
than 6
years.
months. Okay, well then you should. Now the only thing about that is this: you can claim unemployment, but you cannot be insubordinated. That's the only cause, or something thieving, insubordination, or anything that causes a misdemeanor or a felony.
But
any of
nah.
that kind of stuff at work.
All right.
I called them up and they asked, did you get fired or laid off? I said, I got fired. They said, sorry, we can't approve you for unemployment.
Well, then they're full of shit.
Yeah, they are. All right, hold on to your M&Ms over there, Tim. Okay, so I got the thing here. Can I collect unemployment if I'm fired? Here's the graph for this. Okay, now for the negative side, if you all right, did you quit or were you terminated? If you quit, you're ineligible for unemployment benefits, although there are some special extenuating circumstances which may apply, and you'll be ineligible for benefits unemployment-wise. Now, if you were terminated, it goes two ways when you're terminated. If you're terminated for a cause or a misconduct, you will not be eligible for unemployment. Now, if you were terminated, if the company cuts back or for reasons like poor performance on the job or lack of skills, or if you find out what your rights are when you're fired from your job, your company may offer a severance package. So either way, in a sense, you would be eligible for benefits if terminated. So with that
now,
one,
Here's another thing too. Now with me, because I had, like I said, back surgery and all that, I had to resign my job. I had to resign.
Yeah.
Which means I would not have gotten it no matter what. I could have gotten it from the other jobs, except for one from Securitas, because I had insubordination.
Yeah.
But that was a different circumstance. But you can also resign, and sometimes if you resign on good terms, they'll help you get your unemployment. Now, if you did it on bad terms, then yeah, good luck. See, I had to resign my job because of my back surgery, and my company said, we are not going to hire you back. And I was like, well, I need my job. I need to make money. I got bills I got to pay. They said, okay, but if you fuck up, we are not responsible for if something
Yep,
badly
because
happens.
it was your choice to come back.
Yep.
No, it wasn't even that, though. I had a paper saying that I was able to come back, but the only thing I could do was just drive. That was it. I could not walk or anything else. Or they said, boom, gone. So I got to a point that I resigned. I told my boss, I was like, look, I can't do this no more. I was like, I'm hurting really bad and everything else. It's just not working out. And I said, I wrote my letter of
Recognition.
Yes. And gave my resignation to them. And they said, okay. I was like, you're a hell of a worker and stuff like that. It's like, if you need us or anything, give us a call. I said, okay. And that's how that worked. Because if they know you do a hell of a good job and they see how good of a worker you are, they will help you. Now, if you're going to be a dick to them, of course they're not going to help you.
True.
Well, yeah.
And Tim, from what you're telling us, I mean, were you a dick to them when you got laid off or terminated from them, or was you playing out?
No, because I knew it was coming.
So you just say, "Oh, thanks," and walked out.
No, you're talking about. Hold on.
I'm
I
talking about the
gotta.
retail job
Well, Tom,
Nah,
you did for 3 years.
I got five. Nah, they had a one thing, and I slipped up, and they never gave me a warning. I was at work one day. 10 or 15 other people in this store. I was in the back of the warehouse because you had the warehouse and you had the store itself. It was something like Walmart but smaller.
mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So pretty much like a
All right,
like
you
a
ever heard the name Home Goods?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the company I used to work for.
Okay.
The one up there, right across from the library, Mike.
Oh, that fucking place.
Yeah.
The old TJ
Well,
Maxx.
they had one main rule, and I slipped. They say, well, if you go out on the floor, watch what you say.
Oh, great.
I knew there was something odd about that
that's
place.
funny.
Fucking
Yeah.
library. I don't know if you remember hearing the library was originally going to move over into that area, but they canceled that shit. Because it used to be TJ Maxx, and they were going to the county was going to buy that building and move the library across the street, but that never happened.
Yeah, but what was it? I heard my name over the intercom. I'm like, okay, what the hell is it? I said this before I left the back room. I was like, okay, what the hell do they want? And then I was like, I said it low because I didn't know the manager was on the floor. I was like, there's 15 other people out on this goddamn fucking floor, and you gotta call my name.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That's why you didn't get that unemployment benefit right there.
Oh no, he didn't hear me the first time.
He
I
heard
went
you the
to do what I
second
had.
time.
I went. Oh, he heard me the second time, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And he heard it loud and clear because it was right in front of his face.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. That's why they said, who's that Tim guy? Yeah, he ain't getting shit from us.
Don't blame Tim, blame Riddle.
I stated right in front of him. You got 15 other people in this on this floor, and you got to call my name.
Well, they're probably doing it for a good reason because you're a heck of a worker. They
Probably
weren't trying to be there.
They could be doing that. Could be depending on the department that they're calling you for.
Yeah.
It was
See,
pulling
you
shit
were
to the back
berserk
for
over
holding.
nothing.
Well, it depends on what the other 15 people were doing that were important, and they decided.
Three of them were standing on their asses.
Wait a minute, you can stand on your ass?
Two of them. You know what I mean? Just standing around doing nothing.
Standing up, laying down sideways and stuff.
Exactly. One of them was just walking up and down the goddamn hallways by the break room and the bathroom.
Oh shit.
So yeah, and you call me when I'm in the back building a table, building a chair.
They do that. I almost got a job at Costco 1 year, and
I'm like,
that was part of the that was actually part of the application process where they're like, okay, you're in the middle of building something, and a customer walks up and asks you a question about this and this and that. What do? It's like, do you walk away from your project? Do you direct them to another person? It's a funky way.
That's
Yeah,
the fucking right answer.
yeah. So it's like, no matter what you do, if you're doing what you're being paid, your specific your specific duty, they expect you to move from that duty and do whatever they ask you.
yeah, and with that kind of stuff, like you just said, Mike, and if you follow by that, okay, say if you went to go help the customer, then you got your boss down your throat going, why wasn't this done?
Exactly.
Well, then you tell them, like, look, I was with the customer.
And then he was going to say, I've actually had a manager like that, and I said, well, I was helping the customer, and I had to keep my mouth shut because if I didn't, I would have decked the guy in his mouth. But he was like, well, how long does that take? I'm like, I don't know. So, well, I wanted this done before you went on before you go on break. You know, sad thing is that customer held me until my break, and I just went on my break.
Mm.
And I told the manager, listen and listen good. One, I'm following by every rule you got.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a break.
Exactly.
And I told him, I'll have this done before I leave tonight. He kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, 'cause I know there's a lot of employers out there that are. Believe me, I know there's a lot of asshole employers out there that they expect you to do.
They expect the power to go to their heads. Right
Yeah,
now.
they expect you to do your job plus others and shit. And if it's not done their particular way, they jump down your throat. That's why, like with my job, I'm glad it's easy going as it is, and I don't really talk to my boss that much because she really hate to hear what I have to fucking say.
See, my boss
Wait.
hated me. When I was
Don't
working
you
for
just
third-party
stand in a
contractor- when I
don't
was
you
working
just
for third-party
stand in a
contractor,
thing all night?
wanted to.
Not really. I do different things.
But,
Go ahead, Mom.
When I was working for third-party contractor, everybody loved me because I told them, I was like, look, if I got to write your asses up for something stupid, I'm not protecting you. So do not make me have to do an incident report. I shift.
Hey, can one of y'all?
Hold on, let me finish this though. My boss hated me because everybody loved me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look, one guy almost accidentally hit me in a one of the personal vehicle, not the personal vehicle, but a company vehicle of theirs, and almost hit me in my company vehicle. He's like, man, I'm so sorry, don't write it up. I was like, look, dude, you weren't paying attention. It's okay. It's small. If I can fix it and cover it up, I'll cover you. If it's something major and I can't cover it up, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to get written up. But if it's tiny and small, to the point like I don't care, it's okay, you're fine. I'll go. I'll bend over back. I'll take the fucking blame. I will cover your ass. And like nothing happened. Everything was fine, smooth. No biggie. And he thanked me. He's like, man, said thank you very much. I was like, look, man. I was like, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was nothing. Nothing happened. You're fine. You're good, man. I'm not writing you up. I didn't put nothing down. I didn't even write an incident report or nothing. And that's how the type of person is. If I don't catch you doing something really, really bad, and you make it like an error, like, oh shit, I put something in the wrong place, and you get back and put it back, man, you're fine. You accidentally take the keys home, just bring them back the next following day.
Yep.
And I'll sign you out for the time you left. And I'll be like, hey, I've written on a note, hey, this guy accidentally took keys home, no big issue. He called me up. I let such know. My boss knows, like, hey, this guy accidentally took keys home. He totally forgot to come in. He was in a rush to go back home. He's tired. He's bringing it back next following morning. No big issue. Problem solved.
Yep.
If you can cover it and it's that small, there should be, and I mean, everybody loved it. It's like, man, you're one of the best guys out there because, we don't have no incidents on your shift. I was like, yeah, because I told you. If I got to write your ass up and I got to do the paperwork, I'm going to be one pissed off motherfucker and I don't give a fuck what it is. And I have most respect on my shift. They always love me coming to work because they know that if I'm there, everything's going to go okay. Anybody else there and somebody fucked up, they ain't doing their job, they hate them. Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say, Tim? Because I knew you had something to say there. I forgot what it was.
Oh, now I remember.
Go ahead.
My brain had to think there for a minute. Why the hell? Maybe one of y'all can answer this shit.
What's that?
Why the hell does companies even have incident reports when it's just a waste of fucking time?
So they could have something documented.
Somebody gets. My thing is, if you get hurt at work, that's your own damn fault.
Not necessarily.
It's called cover their ass.
I've got my head. I've got my head banged and cut against a compactor door.
Ooh, that's workman's comp right there, I think.
And I looked at the boss and go, "We need to write it." I'm like, "Don't even." Because one, it was my own damn fault. The bump is because no, I just said it was because one, the bump is because I didn't turn my head in time when I was opening the door, and it was one of them big metal compactor doors.
Well, here's the thing.
Two,
they still gotta write the incident report to cover the
two,
rest.
Yep.
Doing their job.
Two, the cut is I had the door open and I bent down to pick a box up, and my head banged on the bottom of the door.
Well, companies do that. Like,
I looked at him and like, I'm good.
Because
where I'm at,
yeah, because where I'm at, any little incident at all, even if it's very minuscule, as something like, okay, let's say like at the auction where I work at, if a car bumped into another car and put a fucking penny-sized dent in the trunk or the bumper, that's considered an incident. So incident reports cover the client, they cover the employer.
It don't really. I know what you're about to say, Mike, and technically it don't cover them.
Well,
Yes,
it does. So let's say.
Hold on. Can I explain what I mean by that?
Okay.
What I mean by it don't cover them is because, okay, say if they quit the one job. A few months down the road, they get a new job. That one job will call them their old job, and then their old job will be like, well, he had this so and such much incidents and stuff like that. You think the guy's going to get a new job?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah, that's something
Your issue is you accidentally moved your head and you got hit in the head.
Yeah.
That's nothing major. That's nothing major. That has nothing to do with that. Now, what goes on your record is if you're a reckless employee, if you were fired for insubordination, or if you weren't following any of the guidelines and rules. That's the kind of stuff that goes on your record. So if you
different insubordinations. Now there's different insubordinations because I will discuss that after we're done with the stream of my insubordination with you all. But my insubordination was totally different from what I think your different is insubordination.
So yours is not. See, Tim, yours is not really different. So what it does, they got to keep a statistic incident log on everybody. So anything that happens, they need to log it down. That way, let's say the incident you had, all right, and if it wasn't reported, it never happened. That's where it's getting at.
Exactly.
So let's say
I wanted to look like it never happened.
And you can't do that because let's say something happened to you. Let's say when you hit your head, you had a brain aneurysm and you end up dying. And they're going to ask, how did you die? What happened? Nobody will know because there was no log of it because you didn't want it to happen. That way people wouldn't know.
And if you get tendinitis or whatever, because the rust on that thing could get you severely sick.
Yep.
I've had, when I worked...
Hold on, Tim, hold on. You can go back and sue them for millions of dollars. But the security officer didn't write the incident report because you told them, don't worry about it. And guess what? Oh, well, we don't know if that was work related or not. We don't know. You might know, but guess what? They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes millions of dollars out of your pocket, homie.
Let me give you a scenario.
Well, yeah, I get that, but the one thing I didn't tell you, the reason why I said don't worry about the incident report is because where I was standing, there was a camera right behind me.
It still don't matter.
They still got to have something documented and file that it happened.
The video.
Well, yeah, the video can be used as incident. It can be used as evidence, but they also got to have it in writing too.
Yep. You're talking two security officers here right now.
But there was another incident outside by the dumpster that happened, and I forgot what happened.
Something about the dumpster.
Something about the dumpster compactor.
You say you turned your head and it clipped your head.
Clipped your head, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was throwing something away one day, and you know them glass lamp things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I try to throw one into the dumpster out in the back. It missed and clunked me right on the head and split my head open.
See, that too should have been written up too.
I'm gonna give you
I think that one was because one of the coworkers I was with was an ex-nurse.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna
But
give
the
you
thing about
guys.
it- I'm like, I know where you're coming from with this because you and me work in the same field. Well, you work in the field that I was worked in.
Yeah.
But Tim, what we're trying to explain to you as me as a former security officer, either way, even if something happened to your car or something happened to Mike's job, it's got to be reported because of insurance companies. Companies have health insurance, has some kind of insurance of personally bodily function injuries and stuff like that gets covered by workman's comp, which is 60/40.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's part of the company. No matter what company you work for, they have big companies have insurance that covers the workman's comp. If somebody gets injured on the job, workman comp takes over. Pretty much.
Here's the thing: does that go for people that are part-time?
Yes.
Anybody who works there, it goes.
Anybody who works there and they get injured, you can get workman's comp. But you only get a portion of that a week.
Mm-hmm.
A week, not a month. And it's 60/40 of your income. But I think, like with part-time, it has to be more than 32 hours.
Yeah, I work.
Yeah, and I was only doing 18 to 20 hours.
Yeah, so you were not qualified for it.
That's why I kept telling them, "Don't worry about it," because I wasn't making that much hours.
It's not just because you busted your head, though, Tim. You see, you could sue them.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter where you're at. They have a policy. Every job has every place you work has a policy, no matter what it is, and it's in the manual in your handbook where they give it to you the first day on the job. Any incidents you see, spills, hazard material, somebody get busted in the head, you must report to your supervisor or into a security officer or whatever on the job because they can
we got it.
And then they are reliable for your doing because if something happened to you and you die on that job, guess what? Guess who's liable? The company is, not you. They're not going to think you. They're going to think of the company. Your parents can go, any of your family members go back and sue the fuck out of them. But here you go. Incident report. Nope. Can't sue me. I got an incident report here stating right here that he accidentally hit himself in the head. So no lawsuit for you. And that covers everybody's ass in the long run. That's what an incident report is. Sorry about to get off track on that.
That's all right. So I have a prime example for all of this. Everything that you just explained. So about 4 years ago, we had this guy work at the auction. His name was Clifton. This dude, he lacked common sense in a way. Now, we work at an auction house, and it's a big lot. It's not pretty big. It's a big lot. Now, in the wintertime, you know, when you get snow, you get ice, any bad conditions like that. So, on the lot, nobody's allowed on the lot. Not the transporters, not the dealers, not security. Nobody's allowed out on the lot because you got a ton of cars out there. Anything can happen. You drive around on the lot, you're going to end up sliding and hitting another car. You're going to hit a pole. You're going to hit a building, whatever. Same thing with walking. You walk out there, you're going to end up slipping on the ice, breaking your leg, whatever. So here's what happened with this guy. So a dealer or a transporter came in and said that they were pulling a car from one of the lots. Mind you, it was snow out there. There was ice. I can't remember how much. Where the hell Mike go? Oh, now you're pulling. Oh, now you're doing that now. I got you. No, Mike left and came back in. So here's what happened. In the guideline, by the rules of the client, nobody's supposed to go out on a lot. Period. So this guy took the transporter out on the lot to to this one particular area where his car is at to get his car out. So I think it was either they were trying to push the car out of the spot to get it going or jump start or something. Either way, the guard the guard right there, Clifton, he ends up slipping, falling and breaking his leg in a particular way that was pretty bad. He broke his leg out there, even though he went against the policy of the company and did that. Here's what happened. He filed for workman's comp, I believe, and he was getting it, like Mike said, he was getting it, and he had sued the company. He sued the client, and he sued the company that we were working for. So he had to wait months. And he came back to work. He did come back to work before all that happened. He had a cast on his leg and all, and he was walking on crutches and all. So he came back to work. He was still working, and he was waiting. So here's what happened. The day of the case, and my supervisor at the time told me this. He said they went in, and his statement was he was telling them that his supervisor told him that it was okay to go out onto the lot, help this transporter get his car out of its spot, told him how he slipped, fell, and broke his leg. And the supervisor was like, I told him several times, nobody's allowed out on the lot at all. There was even a witness, one other officer that was there, told them the same thing, because he asked, and he was like, no, so-and-so said it's not okay to go out on the lot, we can't do this. But the guy took it upon himself to take this transporter. What the fuck was that?
More than me.
That was a cigarette thing. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it was like... So anyway, they had the court case. The guy tells his lie on the stand, even though my supervisor was there, the other guard was there to testify, and it was all a lie. You know what happened? The guy won the case. He won the case.
No shit. Even after he got told?
He won the case. He came back to work. This was after, I guess, his leg sort of healed. And he was walking on a cane too, right? He came back to work, and he was talking about it. He was at work for like 2 or 3 weeks. After that, he must have got a settlement because his ass was gone.
Yep.
We
don't want you in our sight.
Exactly. He was gone. So he must have got his settlement or whatever. You sued the company for money. He ended up winning the case. He got the settlement. He was gone.
Yeah, that client didn't want him there. That's what happened.
Exactly.
Because the company, and the thing about I just got a message from a friend of mine about Social Security from getting their stimulus. Tomorrow we will get our stimulus money. They're sending out 80 million. I think. What I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but
80
who?
million people a day.
But
So that's
who?
why some people ain't getting theirs yet. Tim, you might be getting yours probably next week sometime because they're doing 80 million people a day with the stimulus. So, that's for that. But for that guy, he's a fucking idiot.
He was.
Well, technically he's an idiot, but he's not an idiot. But
see, that's why
Tim. That could have cost the company severe money right there.
And that's why
That's
Tim.
why he got fired.
That's why, Tim, with your thing, you should have let your boss document it in case if anything happens. I mean, I know you said it was your it was your mistake. You made it was your accident. You say you did a dumb thing. You turned your head, whatever. You didn't want to document it. That's why employers document incidents like that in case of issues like that. Like, let's say you came back and said, I have a brain aneurysm, and you want to sue the company. That way they would have everything on file and said, okay, we wrote this up in a document. Tim signed it, even though it was on camera. Also, sometimes camera footage is admissible in court. I think they got to get like...
They can't tell by facial recognition.
Yep. That's why you got documentation. Documentation is needed whenever filing an incident report. That's why
they ask you who, what, where, when, why, and how.
Yep. To go back on what I was saying, to cover their ass.
To cover their asses. And to cover yours too, sometimes.
That's what my supervisor, Bobby, always said. Mike, whatever you do, no matter how small the incident, cover your ass. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you got incident reports at work. That's why people document them. So,
Yeah,
anything.
but don't that incident reports usually follow you to the next job you go to?
No.
You do not. If it's not major.
Yeah.
And if it can't be fixable. If it can be fixable, no. If it can't be fixable, then sadly enough, yeah.
If you did something, let's say you're a forklift driver and you're driving around and you knock over this big ass shelf and shit, and you get hurt in the process.
You have to take a blood alcohol test.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you have to have an incident report because that's mandatory. Automatically mandatory on that. Plus, they'll send you to a hospital to make sure you ain't got no blood test. Make sure you're not under any kind of influence and shit like that. And if they find out you're under an influence, you'll be fired right there on the fucking spot, right there in the hospital bed.
See, something like that will follow you. That may follow you 100% because
that will follow you. That won't. There ain't no won't.
It wasn't really only an injury to you, but you've damaged
harm to others and product.
Yep. So that kind of incident would follow you. Now you're talking about yourself getting hit and hurt yourself. That's not going to follow you. That was just an accident. It's just that
they're just doing that to save their ass so they won't be sued. That's it.
So anything that's a violation of any guidelines, any kind of policies or whatever, if you violate them in any way and you get written up for it, that will follow you.
Now, the thing about it, Tim, that could hurt you and him at the same time is if you were able to say, that security officer didn't do his job, you get him fired, guess what? He'll come back and sue the fuck out of you for 3 times more because it was your fault. Tell him that. Mm-hmm. And they'll go by word of mouth, but it'll probably be dismissed. But you could have gotten that guy in some serious fucking trouble. Now you don't know if that guy got a family at home or not. Because that's why incident reports are so... People will think the security guards are stupid when they're really not. We're really the frontliner.
Exactly.
If you honestly think about it. And people don't give us enough credit that we should do, but we do what we do to protect the people before we call it.
Because people look at us and say, there goes fucking Paul Blart. Guess what? Paul Blart does a hell of a lot more.
But guess what? Paul Blart would take a bullet for you.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, Tim, you could have got that security guard. That guy could have had a family of 3 kids, 2 kids, 1 kid. You could have ruined that guy's life. Because if you would have said, oh, well, that guy didn't do his job, guess what? You just got the guy fired for something that you fucking did yourself. Mm-hmm. That's why incident reports are very, very important. Now, I'm not saying that, you wouldn't do something like that, but I'm just saying to cover both y'all's asses, he should have still done his job and written down an incident report no matter what, regardless. But, I'm just giving you a scenario, though, Tim.
Yeah, it's all good. Like, just remember that, like, anywhere you go, incident reports, whatever. If anything happens, make sure
cover everybody's asses.
Yeah, cover your ass, cover their ass. That way, if anything shows up in court, like they could say, "Oh, Tim was lying about it. Tim was lying about it." You know what? You get up on the stand and you have a copy of that document. And you say, "Look, this is my statement. There's nothing in there that they're saying is part of that." There you go.
The security company. The company of the job workplace has a copy. The job place, and the participant can get a copy of that incident report. And they can also do, if you wanted to, like, say if it was you just personally, you could ask for a copy of that yourself. But they would give you, like, I think a pink paper of it, I think it would be. Because I think yellow goes to security, white goes to the main company, if I remember correctly. White to the main company, yellow to the security company. And I think pink goes to the participant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
See, that's how it's crazy, Tim. But you think about it, the bigger picture, it covers everybody's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know if the security officer guy has a family at home he's trying to take care of or something like that. And see, if you say, "Oh, well, this guy didn't do his job," guess what? You just got that guy fired for something that you did yourself. You know what I mean? Now, Tim, we're not saying that you would have done something like that, but I know we're way off topic here, but it's
all right.
But it's just to cover everybody's ass, and that's the thing that people don't like us security guards, because we're trying to protect the people that are innocent in the situation, and and people look at us like, "Oh, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about." I said, "I bet you I do. I don't have to go to college. to go be a security officer. You don't have to have any kind of requirement to be a security guard except high school diploma.
Mhm.
That's all you need. And trust me, let me tell you something about being a security officer. You can make an easy $12 an hour.
Mhm.
And you have to have zero training. Now, they'll do the on-job training itself, which is pretty much common sense. But what I was doing, and Mike knows what I was doing, I was a floater, and also I was on an on-site job as a third-party contractor one time. I was a floater, which means I get called, I can get between 1 hour of sleep, 30 minutes to sleep, to a whole day of sleep, depending upon how busy, if who calls out, what calls out, who, and everything else. That's where the money is. Now, if you go to a regular job site, like, you know, I'm going to use you as an example, Mike, because you actually are on a job site.
Yeah.
But you are set for set income. You do not get no higher pay. You do not get no lower grade pay. You get a set amount, non-salary, but you can get overtime and make more money. But other than that, you're at a set limit of blah, 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 how much ever you get. Now, for me, mine would be going depending upon what kind of job it is. See, as a floater, you can get a regular $12 an hour, regardlessly, of high school diploma, unless you're on a government site. Those can go up to $16 an hour.
Yeah, true.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's better to become a floater, but the backlash is you have no life. That's the only difference.
Yeah, work 7 days a week, maybe.
Well, no, you do get at least a day or so off. Because I got in trouble. They said, no, you're taking a fucking day off.
Damn.
I got in trouble. I didn't get called the office boss, like, look, not to be a dick, but we're letting you take a day off. You've been working 56 hours straight, almost, like for 56 hours in 1 week. And you're killing us with overtime.
Yep.
We are going to let you take a day off.
Well, like, to anybody even listening, really, like, when it comes to security, it's like, when Andy Griffith ain't there to take the bullet, you know, who's next up? Yeah, you got to look for Paul Blart. Paul Blart's going to protect you just as much as Andy Griffith is going to, you know, because we do a hell of a lot more. It's not just about, like, mall security. You know, you look at us and say, yeah, here comes the big bad mall cop. Like, well, mall cop's got a family to support, you know? So, you know, we're not making...
Or they'll go, hey, here comes the run-a-pig.
Yeah, you can call us running pigs, but guess what, Tim?
I'm not calling you. I'm just saying that's what other people
I'm just
say.
saying, regardlessly, if anybody says it, if you can think we're running cops, fine, call us running cops. That ain't going to affect us. We've been called a lot worse.
Oh, I know, okay? I have.
But, you know, the thing about it is, these people don't understand what we're there for. Some people do, and some people think us. Some people don't. I'll walk up. If I see a security officer and I see he's doing a job, I'll walk up to them and thank you for being an officer.
I've been thanked many a times. I've been thanked many a times myself. You know, like certain sites I work at, they like thank you for protecting us. I'm like, you're welcome. I mean, I'm not as great as a police officer. I'm not a hero like somebody in the military. Yeah.
Power.
But
that's it.
We're sort of in the same line of work. You know, we're essential. We're responsible for looking out for lives, you know, the many different lives wherever they're at, you know, we're trained for that.
And that's why with, you know, people have like security officer questions, you know, me and Mike are the best people to talk to. I've had 8 years of experience. Mike might have more than me, but
well, let's see.
I didn't.
June 2007.
Mine was 2000. Wait, hold on. Wait, what year in 2007? Or what month? You said June?
June.
I think I was at the same exact time.
Okay.
Except the 23. Because what was your first company?
Allied Barton.
Same with me.
Okay.
I was in the Montgomery County division, Silver Spring division.
Yeah, I worked out at White Marsh. Yeah.
You was out in White Marsh. I was in Silver Spring district.
Okay.
And I think Tom was in White Marsh district too, but I think he might have a little more experience than
I think so.
Actually, if you're talking about Cypher, he was actually working for Marley.
Yeah. So, well, see, at the time,
he was working for Valor.
That's what it was. Yeah, Valor. He was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I remember when I was working at the library, and he I think he was working for him too at that time when I met him. Yeah, because we used to talk about security stores and shit.
Tom was working for Allied Burton at the same time.
He was working for Valor.
Okay,
Valor.
So he was actually a little bit probably before us than Allied Burton.
Yeah.
So, because my first I worked for Securitas in 2004, 2005. And then I got married, and then 2004, 2005, I was working for some place. My first security job was in some warehouse. They let me go because I was in temp service and didn't have enough money to buy my contract out, or they would have done it. And then I ended up working for Securitas in 2005 to 2006, and that's when I got my insubordination.
Oh, wow.
Because thanks to my wife.
Yeah.
I'll explain that story later.
Yeah.
But I was my second security company. Then I worked for Allied Burton from 2007 to 2011 because they actually to 2009 I had to switch over to ABM Security Services because they got bought out.
Okay.
From the site. So. But yeah, I worked for them for a little bit. It was pretty fun working for. I mean, the thing about it with Allied Burton though is you have to sit in that damn class with 50 fucking other people. You're like, really? For an 8-hour fucking class?
Oh, I remember those days. Yeah, go get suited for the uniform and shit. Take the
Yeah,
swab, drug test.
Well, as far well, they had me. Yeah, they did that same shit. I think they took.
I had to stick something in my mouth. I think it was like a. It wasn't a Q-tip. It was something.
Oh my!
Yeah.
They also made distance too.
Yeah, well, they did that. I had to stick something in my mouth for like I think 2 minutes, and that way it would soak up enough saliva, and then put it in like a little casing for them.
Yep, and then they send it off to what's that fuck LabCorp.
Yeah.
LabCorp.
Yeah, that way they could test you for drugs and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mike, you take drugs.
Yep. I take the hard shit. You've been seeing my posts lately.
So, Mike, you have 13 years compared to my 8 years.
Yep.
So either way, me and Mike know.
Mike is your senior. Mike is your
he might have
seniority.
he may have seniority over me, but I've been on more job sites than he'll ever be on.
Actually true. Yeah.
I have been on more job sites than Mike has ever been, and I've been on more government sites than Mike has.
Yeah, I guess because you're floater. Floater goes all over the place.
Yeah.
No, I was a third-party contractor for 2 years for down in fucking for ABM and Allied Burton. I was working third-party contractor.
Okay.
The best. Aren't you still security now?
Talk about third-party. Guess who the third-party contractor I was working for, Mike?
Who's that?
Oh shit.
United States Postal Service.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh. Yep. I bet shit got posted in there.
Oh, man, trust me, shit got shaky too because when I was working, when the first bankruptcy kicked in 2011, we were afraid we weren't going to get paid. They were fucking on bones and knees and shit almost.
Is that when I was supposed to get my damn check?
Yeah.
You can blame him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you fucking took mine. Mine was sitting in the post office.
Yeah, I love that fucking check, Mike.
Hey, Mike, he took your money.
You're probably looking at it now and say, "Yeah, I remember that name from back then." I was wondering if that check was familiar.
When I get my money, Mom will be like, "I'm gonna write you a message." I'm like, "Thank you for your $600, fucking check, Mike."
Aww.
Well, I'm glad I could make your car payment.
Yeah, well, that car payment's already been paid, brother. I'm just gonna be thank you for the time I was working third-party contractor those days, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, United States Postal Service, great.
Now I know why.
I bet right after that stream the other day, you were like, you know what? Wait a minute. I recognize that name. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking guy. I know that guy. Yeah.
I like it's in the chat. What shit are you guys talking about? Oh, random stuff. We started talking about some COVID-19 and the new bird flu that's rampant, and now we're talking about jobs.
Yeah, we're telling Tim about our experiences and shit, and Tim had a question, and we kind of got thrown into our jobs and all that shit. Now we're making fun of each other with it. But Yeah.
And now we gotta
that's
make
what
a
my
U-turn.
third-party contractor was. I was working for the United States Postal Service right before they became fucking bankrupt in 2011.
Yeah, I went bankrupt too. My check went in your pocket.
Yep. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy. Much love, brother. Much love.
So
But,
now, and with the title of today's stream, what is for 5G? So let's go ahead and get into that. You got more.
Get this and we'll go back.
You got more information on 5G. What did you look up on this shit?
So 5G network, okay, and there's a network that's out there. Not many people are right now familiar with it. Right now, they're starting here in the U.S. a little bit, not all at once. Now Russia and China has it.
Oh, they've been.
And with this 5G network here now, okay, I looked up, and it's a thing that's more powerful than the 4G, which means the 5G you can go through walls, certain kind of walls, not fucking walls like it's a little more powerful than the 4G network. Now, it's divided into millimeter waves, mid-band to low band. Of course, it's a little bit more higher than the 4G, but now there is side effects of this 5G network.
Yeah.
And here's one of them. People asked, is 5G network dangerous? Some 5G pundits contended that the new network generates a radio frequency radiation that can damage DNA and lead to cancer.
Oh.
Causes oxidative damage that cause permanent aging, premature aging, disrupt cells metabolism, and potential lead to other diseases through the generation of stress protein. So what they mean by that is if you're on your phone on a 5G network for a long time, it can potentially damage you because of the radiation. And all phones have radiation on them because of the lithium batteries and shit like that.
Yeah, that's like they said years ago with like holding the phone up to your ear is going to cause cancer or some shit.
Which it can because of the radioactive radiation.
Yeah, the waves.
But that's if you're on it for like godforsaken numerous fucking days on it consistently.
Yeah, if you're on the phone for like 10 hours straight.
No, not even that. I'm talking more like fucking days. It takes radiation, yet it's a very, very low thing of radiation. But you'd have to have days upon days upon days to be on the phone consistently without your phone dying of that to actually occur, to have some kind of radiation. Because, I mean, yes, I've also heard cell phones can cause what's that? Slow sperm count because of that shit too.
I heard that too, yeah. What? I heard that too.
Yeah. That is actually a true statement. Because of the radiation. That's why when they give you x-rays, they cover your genitals.
Yep. Oh, wow.
Tim, you didn't know that shit?
Tell you the truth, I've never heard of that, but okay.
It's kind of honest truth. Why do you think they cover your genitals when they give radiation?
Yeah, but hold up. If that was true, then I'm still staying on top of here because of what you just said about if the phone does do what you just said.
So does Mountain Dew.
Why?
That's a myth. That's a myth. Mountain Dew.
I've been using a phone for almost God knows how long. How come I almost had 2 kids with 2 different women, and I've used a phone God knows how long.
Tim, how long have you had a cell phone? I'm not
since I was 16.
Okay, how long ago was that?
Since I was 16. I'm 34 now. You do the math.
All right, Mike, real quick.
Real
quick, I just looked it up. Mountain Dew does not cause infertility or low sperm count when consumed in moderation. Other factors can cause a person to feel less fertile, but Mountain Dew does not appear to cause more health effects than other soft drinks. Mountain Dew is not a healthy drink. So that's just a myth.
That's just a myth? Okay.
Yeah. I remember mentioning that to a coworker of mine years ago because he would come in every day. He would have Mountain Dew, and I mentioned it to him. He's like, "Nah, that's just a myth. That ain't true."
But okay. Well, Tim, the thing about it, okay.
I would say about
35, and that was 21 years ago for me. So it would be 20 years ago from you. Just
yeah.
Okay. The thing about it, though, Tim, is the radiation. We're talking about living. Okay, so if you're telling me you've had 2 kids, okay. First of all,
almost.
okay, almost. Okay, I'll give you the almost. Okay, I'll give you the almost. I'm not going to take this pride away from you, but also the woman that you was with.
I know both of them.
Don't hold on. Don't take this the wrong way, Tim. Are you sure?
What
they
did
were
you gotta say? Yes.
Are you sure that they were legit faithful to you first?
One of them I do. The other one, not actually too sure.
Okay, the one, but the other one. You said 2, not 1.
He was with a Sasquatch, the one I remember he was telling me about.
Okay.
Yeah, and I almost had a kid with her.
Okay.
Mm.
And I almost had a kid with my
Okay.
ex, Cassandra.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but the thing is, were these women faithful to you, or were they just feeding you bullshit?
Actually, one
Before I
wanted to
even
be up
get
my
to
ass
the next
24/7.
Okay, well, we'll call that one the faithful one. How about the other one?
The other one,
You were iffy about, right?
yeah, and the iffy one
Okay.
was.
So that makes it down. You almost had a kid by one woman. We'll just say that. Okay.
Okay, if you want to
If
go there,
you
yeah.
have your genitals for a very long ass time, we're talking 16 years, then yeah, there's a big probability that that would happen. The radiation from a cell phone is so low, it would take fucking days, months, maybe a year for it to really affect you.
Well, it's like it said over in the chat. If your phone was sitting on your nuts on a constant call for a month, it would take constant, consistency for it to cause radiation to your genitals. If you want to talk about genitals,
Yeah.
So it's not like if you set your phone on your lap right now, and
It won't do nothing. That's harmless. We're talking about long time periods. We're not talking like, oh, you're gonna get now. If they come up with a 10G network, which I wouldn't be surprised if China starts any fucking.
Wow, they probably have a 7G by now.
No, they got a 6G right now, actually, to be
Oh,
exact.
God.
But we're just stating though, radiation from a cell phone can cause cancer. But it would take days for that to even consistently even pick up.
Yeah, even like it said, the radiation also dissipates over time too.
Yeah.
Now, for a lot of people listening, it's probably like, what is 5G? Like, aren't our phones 5G compatible now? Here's the thing. If you go to T-Mobile and you want the newest phone, which is the Samsung Galaxy S20, that's or the S20, yeah. There's 3 versions of it, and one of the versions is 5G. Now, the phones themselves, you're not going to get that 5G signal right now. What that means is these phones are 5G ready. They're compatible with it, and they're ready for that signal. When that signal comes in, you'll be able to receive that 5G network over the air. I'd rather stick with 4G. I mean, I'm good with that right now.
I was about to say that too. The phone I got right now is 4G.
Yeah.
Y'all want to hear something that's also freaky too?
What's that?
Oh, boy.
Wi-Fi can give you cancer also.
What is that again?
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, because of the waves, the signal waves.
It's not the radiation; it's the waves that causes the radiation stuff.
Then wouldn't all of us
explain?
I get what you're saying, but wouldn't every single person have it?
I would say so. I'd say we're all infected in some way. There's always something that's killing us.
Because but here's the thing, though, Tim. If you're going to get killed by a 5G network, you'd have to have a house built right next to the cell phone tower.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's how you get that radiation and die from.
Well, like it just said,
there's actually people.
Yeah, like
there's
it
actually
just.
people I used to. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead, Tim. What you saying?
No, I was reading what Lycan was saying.
Yeah, your body has natural ways to process and rid of your body of it. That's why we still live.
Right.
Because I'm on Discord, and I'm also looking at the Twitch chat.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay. But the thing about it is that you'd have to be living next to a cell tower, which a lot of people are. I'm not saying that's a good thing to do, because that radio, the closer you are to a cell phone tower, the bigger the wave is, and the more exposure to radiation that you are.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the bad thing about that is if you have a high wind, and we're talking way over 200 mile an hour wind.
Yeah.
We're not talking about 50, 60. Yeah, you're pretty much fucked with the cell phone tower.
Let's put it.
I was gonna make a joke out of when you said if someone was living by a phone tower, I was gonna go, oh shit, free phone service.
Well, no, yes and no.
It was supposed to be a joke, and damn.
No, I mean, I'm being legit serious too. Some people do that.
Yep.
If they live
They
close
go,
enough to
ooh.
it. But the thing about it is you'd have to hack the system where it's wired up to, which is more complicated than anything else because it's mostly gated by the fence, and most of them fences have. So good luck with that. Including the security on that is probably 300 times harder than the CIA to break into. The CIA probably didn't have easy access to it, but everybody else would be like 10 times harder.
Let's clarify it like this. Old people, are said to have like pacemakers put in them, like when their heart is very weak and all that, and somebody needs a pacemaker.
That also can cause radiation.
Yeah. So it's like, think of it like this. Somebody
pretty much dead regardless.
Well, Tim, you hear about the jokes where people are like, "Oh, he's got a pacemaker. Make sure the microwave ain't running and all that shit."
Actually, yes, I have, because my dad had a pacemaker.
Think of it like that, basically, in a way, with the radiation and all. Just think of it like that.
Think about leukemia radiation too. When you also get radiation. You can also, I think, stress test is another good one too from radiation too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it's a low portion of it, but it's very, very low.
But yeah, I have heard that.
But
look at it, like
pretty much the radiations and shit will kill you.
Well, you gotta think, like, look at the last. All right, let's say the last almost 100.
Too, let's talk. You know what? This 5G network comes into radiation, any kind of radiation, really, Mike. If you honestly think about it, think of it this way, Tim. A nuclear bomb goes off. The shockwave ain't going to kill you if you're protected very well, but it's the radiation that made that
has
bomb
prolonged effects.
It has plus years.
Well, look at it like this, and I was just thinking about this. Let's see. Tim said, by the way, a microwave can cook your nuts faster than a cell phone. I'm sure it can.
Oh, yeah.
Tim said it. You mean Lycan said it.
Yeah, Lycan. So, here's my thing. How many years have we been watching television?
God.
That's why.
Look at it like this. For the past, 80 years? Just look at this like this.
Give or take.
The past 80, 90 years, we've had radio waves, television waves. Pretty much we're all, in a way, affected. Not greatly, but look at it like that. This is something I guess scientists look into, but then it's like, okay, what the fuck?
It's a low frequency. It's low frequency.
Yeah, low frequency. It depends on the frequency of the waves, yeah.
Yes.
So you look at a cell phone, that's high frequency.
Yeah, but I'm talking also TV is a high frequency, but the thing about it is it's the pixels that give you the damage to your cells. It's not the radio wave, it's the pixel.
But here's the thing. Okay. Like here we only got 2, 3, 4G for phones.
I got 4G.
And you guys just said China just came out with the 5G, right?
Well, China's had it for years. They already got the 6G.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, wouldn't a higher amount of number be? Wouldn't that cause more waves than a low amount?
That's what we're looking into.
That's what we're looking into, but they don't give you much information about a 6G network except it comes from. But either way,
like the 5G, how much waves will that send out?
Low to medium, and it's the same thing as a 6G. But the thing about a 6G is it's a little bit high. It's a little bit of a higher radio frequency wave than a 5G. It's just one up. But the thing about it is you'd still have to have the same kind of time, months and stuff before anything like that ever happened.
All right, let's look at this. I just looked this up. I just looked this up.
Okay.
That was a very good question, Tim. That was a very good question. Look
But
at
what
this.
I was trying to say is, like, everything we've used from phones to TVs
Yeah.
and
Well,
even
phones,
computers and shit. The radio,
it really doesn't affect
okay,
you that much unless
and
it's wireless.
China just came out with the 5G. Okay, I get the waves and shit, but what about the radiation coming from the phone?
What kind of phone are you talking about? Like a wireless or cord?
Yeah, cell phone.
Wireless cell phones, the ones we're using,
Okay, that's
not the
totally
landlines.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike.
So how would that affect?
That's like I said about the 5Gs would be it'd take a long time before you even get the first
Yeah.
side effect of it.
So
What were you about to say, Mike?
here's what I just looked up. Okay, so 5G carries information wirelessly through electromagnetic spectrum, specifically the radio spectrum. Within the radio spectrum are varying levels of frequency bands, some of which are used for 5G, while 5G is still in its early stages. This article, as recent as it is, March 1st this year. So,
So basically, it's still in beta testing.
pretty much.
For the US,
Yeah.
but not for China.
Now, it's still in
yeah.
early stages of implementation and not yet available in every country. You may be hearing about the 5G bandwidth spectrum, 5G spectrum auctions, Wave 5G, etc. Don't worry if this is confusing. I guess this article here is going to explain a little bit. So, all right, so defining the 5G spectrum. Okay, like I said, they do not produce more radiations, different wavelengths. Yeah, that's true too. It's all about wavelengths. You got to understand stuff like UHF, EHF, LF, and I'm going to be getting into that here in a second here. Radio wave frequencies range anywhere from 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. Every portion of the spectrum has a range of frequencies called a band, kind of like a bandwidth, that go by a specific name. Some examples are extreme low frequency, which is ELF, ultra low frequency, ULF, low frequency, LF, medium frequency, MF, ultra high frequency, UHF, and extremely high frequency, EHF. One part of the radio spectrum has a high frequency range between 30 gigahertz and 300 gigahertz, which is part of the EHF band, and is often called the millimeter band because of its wavelengths that range from 1 to 10 millimeters. Wavelengths in and around this band are therefore called millimeter waves, or waves, which are a popular choice for 5G, but also has an application in areas like radio, astronomy, telecommunications, and radar guns. Those are other things too that send out waves. You know, like when a cop is sitting on the side of the highway, and he's tracking you. The radio waves. Yeah. So radio guns are using them. Telecommunications, like satellites and stuff like that. They use waves to communicate. Another part of the radio spectrum that's being used is 5G. For 5G is UHF, which is low in the spectrum. It's much lower in the spectrum than EHF. The UHF band frequency ranges from 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. So 5G, in a sense, is a lower bandwidth from what they're trying to say, and is used for everything from TV broadcasting and GPS to Wi-Fi, cordless phones, and Bluetooth. Let's see. Frequency determines 5G speed and power. All radio waves travel at the speed of light, but not all waves react within the environment in the same way or behave the same as other waves. Damn. It is the wavelength of a particular frequency used by a 5G tower that directly impacts the speed and the distance of its transmissions. Wavelength is inversely proportional to frequency. An example, high frequencies have shorter wavelengths, where I think it's like lower frequencies have longer wavelengths because of the way they travel. For example, 30 hertz, which is lower frequency, has a wavelength of 10,000 kilometers or 6,000 miles. Let's say you got a radio station, like right here in Baltimore. What's the most popular radio station in Baltimore, Tim?
97.9.
Well, there's that, and then there's 98 Rock. So, at a low frequency radio wave, it can travel out to.
I was thinking 93.1, but okay.
Near DC.
Well, let's see. Okay, well, all right. Lower frequencies travel out further. So, let's say it has a high frequency of 60 hertz. So, let's say like 98 Rock or the other ones that you mentioned. You'll be able to get those waves out to
at least
Frederick, maybe close to DC, around DC.
DC, you'll get it. DC, you'll get it.
Yeah.
Maybe out towards Ocean City. As far as Ocean City, as far as north as PA, as far as Frederick, and as low as Montgomery County.
Yep. So then you got, like, let's say TV stations. Let's say Trump is broadcasting in the middle of America. Let's say
That's totally different.
Well, yeah, maybe. Depending on the low frequency. Let's say he's broadcasting on a radio station from Oklahoma, and he's broadcasting at 30 hertz, which is low frequency. You know, his audio can travel out about 6,000 miles. Or while 300 gigahertz, which is high frequency, is just 1 millimeter, or what did they call that? The MM part. Yeah, millimeter wave. Yeah, so that's 1 millimeter for 300. So the higher the frequency, the shorter the length. When a wavelength is really short, such as the frequencies of a higher end of the spectrum, the waveform is so tiny that it can become easily distorted. This is why really high frequencies can't travel as far as lower ones. So that's why you see cell towers pop up all over the place. You know, cell towers can transmit a signal from one tower to another, depending on how high the frequency is of your cell phone waves. So
there's also different kind of phones too, Mike. You also got satellite.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Those, I think, satellite phones have lower frequency. You know, the lower the frequency,
they have a very, very low frequency, but they are off satellite.
Yeah,
totally different from what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Speed is another factor too. Bandwidth is measured by the difference between the highest and the lowest frequency of the signal. When you move up on the radio spectrum to reach higher bands, the range of the frequencies is higher, and therefore throughput increases. An example, you'll get faster download speeds. You know, that's why you get like Verizon or Comcast or something like that. Anything like that, you get faster download speeds.
That's why Comcast is the #1 leading fucking internet provider out.
Lycan also says shorter waves can carry more information too. Yeah, that is true. At high frequencies, they can carry more information as well. Why the 5G spectrum matters. Since the frequency used by the 5G cell dictates the speed and distance, it's important for service providers like Verizon or AT&T to use a part of the spectrum that includes frequencies that benefit the job at hand. For example, millimeter waves, which are in the high band spectrum, have the advantage of being able to carry out lots of data, as Tim Lycan was saying. There's two Tims here. However, radio waves in higher bands are also absorbed more easily by gases in the air, trees, and nearby buildings. MM waves are therefore useful in densely packed networks, but not so helpful for carrying data long distances due to alternation. For these reasons, there isn't really a black and white 5G spectrum. Different parts of the spectrum can also be used. The 5G provider wants to maximize distance, minimize problems, and get as much throughput as possible. One way to get around the limitations of millimeter waves is to diversify and lower the bands. A frequency of 600 meg. Why do I hear myself?
Tim.
Hello? Okay, it's fixed.
It ain't me.
Well, that was you, Tim.
So let's see. A frequency of 600 megahertz, for example, has low bandwidth. But because it's not affected as easily by things like moisture in the air, it doesn't lose power as quickly and is able to reach 5G phones and other 5G devices farther away. as well as better penetrate the walls to provide indoor reception. That's like if you are in a basement or some shit. You know how people say, when they're in a basement, they get lower bandwidth or lower frequencies, like in areas like that.
Lower the lower signal rate because of it, because it's too much surrounding.
Yeah, or just like there's another thing that Lycan also brought up. That's why CB radios and ham radios travel really far, but is limited to audio. Yeah, that's true. They're low frequency. Let's see. A service provider might have higher 5G frequencies in the area that demand more data, like in a popular city where there's a lot of devices in use. Like, let's say Chicago, Baltimore, Miami, DC, whatever. However, low band frequencies are useful for providing 5G access to more devices from a single tower and to areas that don't have a direct line of sight to a 5G cell, such as rural areas, like if you're out in the country or somewhere. Here's some other 5G frequency ranges called multi-layer spectrums, which is the C-band. C-band is 2 to 6 gigahertz of coverage and capacity. Super data layer, over 6 gigahertz for high bandwidth areas, and coverage area below 2 gigahertz, or like 700 megahertz, for indoor and broader coverage areas. 5G spectrum usage by carrier. Not all service carriers use the same frequency like 5G. Like we mentioned above, Let's see, T-Mobile, and I have T-Mobile, use a low band spectrum of 600 megahertz as well as mid-band spectrum. Verizon's 5G ultra-wideband network uses millimeter waves, specifically 28 gigahertz to 39 gigahertz. AT&T's deployment strategy is to use millimeter waves. Use millimeter wave spectrum for dense areas and mid to low spectrum for rural areas and suburban locations.
Here, take this for an example, Mike.
Okay.
Say you get a real bad, like a hurricane, for an example.
Mm-hmm.
A low, like a category 2 or 1 that doesn't do severe damage, but can knock out a cell phone tower.
Mm-hmm.
That goes out, their cell service is out.
Exactly.
So
yeah, because
you'd have to go across the state border. Well, what happened was when we had Hurricane Michael come through here, the only areas that could get cell service was anything above Florida, because Florida was pretty much destroyed where I'm at, and there's no cell service, no phone service. You had to go to Alabama to get cell service across the state border.
Okay.
Unless they do have a thing called a mobile vehicle, which is pretty much like a temporary tower. I don't know how those work exactly, but they're pretty much like a cell tower, but they're mobile to get cell service.
Yeah. Oh, Bane's over on YouTube. Okay, Bane said Comcast is not good internet no matter. Yeah, that's true. I heard that.
Depends upon where you're at, though. See, the thing
Not
about
really.
it, though, Comcast is that it also depends how many people is in a household. There, Bane. That you could have 15 people using, and the guy told me this, and this is actually true, because it actually does make a difference. If you have people, like, we'll say a good gigahertz on your Wi-Fi, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have, we'll say about what? 6 to 8 people, and each you got TV, PlayStation, you got your cell phones, you got a numerous amount of TVs going off of that service, is what your thing goes slow.
Because the bandwidth
the bandwidth is being used.
Yeah, it's
how many devices is connected to that bandwidth.
Yeah, that's
in layman's terms, it's being stretched too much.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
like
bandwidth.
It's like a rubber band.
Take a look at
If you don't stretch it, it's fine. But if you stretch it too much, it gets
break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it like this. All right. I work at a motel, right? So motel Wi-Fi, people will say
Sucks.
it's terrible. Yeah, and you know why? They have one signal, and that signal's being used.
Yep.
That signal is being used from all different all different rooms.
Exactly. You got 100 rooms in a motel, and each room has like 2 fuckers in them. They ain't no watching porn tonight.
Sadly enough, unless you got a hot spot.
Actually, hotspots feed off.
Even then,
Hotspots feed off of your network.
Yes.
I can't
But
express
still
that enough.
can-
Like, okay, a buddy of mine was like, I'll just get a hotspot for, like, let's say Xbox or whatever. I said, a hotspot. Okay, my
If
phone.
you get a phone call, your hotspot's fucked.
Here's my thing. All right, my
hey,
phone.
like insane. Is he muted?
Is he in here? Oh, he is muted. I didn't know you came in. I got you unmuted, man.
I was going to explain the mobile thing.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
So they act as a relay and booster amplifier.
Yep, that's all it is. That's like, look at my phone. I have the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. It has a mobile hotspot to it. So what it does, it turns that I don't have 5G on it. It takes my 4G LTE signal and it turns into a hotspot. So it uses that signal as a mobile hotspot. So if I were to connect that hotspot to, let's say, my Xbox, I'm not going to be playing any games on there. I'm not going to be streaming movies on there.
Yes, you can.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, you can.
It won't use that internet. It won't not use that bandwidth. See, the bandwidth is so low.
I had a guy. I can debunk you on that because I had a guy that had a Cricket, and he used his mobile as a hotspot. And every time he got a phone call, now
It would
you
disconnect
can't
the hotspot.
with a Cricket phone because a guy did this. He was playing his PlayStation, playing Star Trek Online, and we made fun of him because of it. Every time he got a phone call, he'd log his ass out. But he actually played fucking online games with it.
That's weird.
I can confirm I've done that.
All right, confirm.
I've actually done it too with my hotspot because we didn't have cable yet. I had to use my hotspot.
Did you play any online games?
Yeah,
Call
most
of
of
Duty.
the games I have on my PlayStation is online. And I got a phone call from my sister, and all of a sudden my hotspot goes, "Goodbye." Like,
That's fucking
asshole.
weird. I would have thought that a cell phone's 4G network was much lower
As
bandwidth.
long as it's close to the device, it doesn't matter. It works just like a Bluetooth. If it's
I've
close
done
to
it
the
on
device,
3G.
Yeah.
No, literally,
Close to
just
the
like
device, it
just like
works.
Mike just said, I had my phone right next to my PlayStation. My sister called, and my game went,
Bye-bye.
"Goodbye."
Yep.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that.
Go ahead.
Well, Mike,
I've
you
also-
got fucking internet, so it'd be kind of pointless. You'd have to go to a fucking motel with your girlfriend and all that to go try that out.
Oh yeah.
I've also played computer games with the hotspot on my.
Yeah, see?
Actually, there is a way to try it while you are at your house.
Yeah, but
All you have to
disconnect
do
your
is-
Wi-Fi and everything, though.
I was
It'll
about
take
to say
time.
that too. No, all you gotta do is disconnect it from the system.
No, Mike uses Wi-Fi. I think, is your cordless, Mike, or is it cord?
Wireless.
Yeah.
No, I mean go in the system itself
oh, yeah,
under
and
the
connect
settings
to-
and disconnect it from the house.
Yeah, I know how to do it. Because all you gotta
That's
do,
what I was talking about,
all
Mike.
you gotta do, I don't even have to disconnect it from the house. All I gotta do is just pull up my connections on the console and select the hotspot, and I'm good. I'm gonna try that.
Exactly.
I'm
I want
warn
to see
you
how
right
strong this
now.
shit is. I'm gonna play Call of
I'm
Duty
gonna
later with
wa-
that shit.
I'm gonna warn you right now. Expect a high phone bill if you do it.
Nah,
Yeah,
I got
2020.
I got unlimited.
Oh, so do
Unlimited,
I.
you mean?
Yeah,
Unlimited.
inevitable.
Also, expect a lot of ping.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
That
You
is
better
one
hope your
thing. Yeah.
girlfriend- You better hope
expect-
that,
Expect
your
a lot of
girlfriend don't
lagging.
call you.
They're
while you're
gonna
playing
think I'm
that
fucking
game.
hacking.
Yeah.
Hey,
Turn on
another
that
thing.
lag switch.
That's
I was
what it
about to
is.
say that too.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's with all these motherfuckers cheating on Call of Duty. They got their fucking consoles hooked up to their goddamn AT&T phones. That's what it is.
There you go.
God damn it.
I was about to say that too. Watch for a lot of lagging too.
Yep, I get that a lot on my fucking Mortal Kombat game. I see, okay, motherfucker. I'll play. I can continue playing.
There's a lag
If you-
switch. God damn it.
Hold on. If you do that, Mike, don't do it during. I don't know if this actually happens. Maybe Lycan and the other Mike can clarify. Don't do it when it's storming out.
What, your hotspot?
Yeah.
Why?
No, I'm just saying. I'm
You
asking.
can
Will
still
that
do it during a
will
storm,
that
though,
block
Tim.
the signal?
No, it will not.
No.
It
Okay.
won't, it will not.
There-
Now, the only time that will happen is if your house gets struck by lightning and it causes a surge reaction. Then yeah.
No, besides that.
And your house melts to
There,
a pile of
Fucking
rubble.
crisp. Yeah, then you're fucked.
there are too many boosters and amplifiers of cell phone towers to worry about.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I said that is because, what was it? Damn, now I forgot what it was.
I mean, I've heard like surge protectors and shit getting zapped and blowing out fucking.
Well, that I heard that too.
But that's if your thing gets zapped by lightning outside and you get a bad storm and your power goes out several times, it can blow out your console. Yeah.
Oh, and there's another thing. Make sure your phone's hooked up to your charger.
That too, yeah, because it will eat your battery.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it now. Me and Mike go test that out while some of us are on PUBG. Next thing we'll look up. Where'd you go?
What happened? My battery died. This goddamn phone, they said the battery lasts for a day. This son of a bitch cut out 20 minutes.
Yeah, don't ever listen about the lithium. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
to
don't
have
listen to that.
batteries.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
fall for that lithium battery bullshit. That's another fucking joke that they try to scam your ass. Oh yeah, these batteries last for a long time. Oh,
Yeah, because
really?
trust me, my
Yeah,
fucking
right.
phone goes
You
from
know?
100 to 90% in like fucking 10
Fucking
minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Sounds like mine.
Fucking. Oh, you
That
must
sounds
have
like
too many
mine.
apps going. No.
I'll plug mine up to full battery. I'll take it off so it doesn't overheat.
Yeah.
No,
And
it's
I
not
won't even
that.
be-
Sometimes if you overcharge it, it can damage the phone supposedly too. But
Overcharging
know.
any battery is worse than letting it die.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but like right now, my battery is at 90. Watch, I'll let it get to 100. I'll unplug it. It'll hit back to 90 in about an hour.
Well, that depends. Well, an hour. That's
Depends on the
good.
apps, yeah.
That's good. Not from 100 to an hour. That's good. That beats mine.
But also,
But-
but I'm pretty sure you have people blowing up your phone too, Tim.
Nope.
Well, you know why that is, Tim.
Not really.
It's because his ex-girlfriend ain't contacted his ass.
Nah. So it's just like the gas tank in your car. The top end is more sensitive as far as reading how much it is than the low end is.
But sometimes I'll take it off the charger, and it'll start going down like 100, 98, or 99, 98
Yeah.
by every
Because-
second.
It has an easier time sensing the amount of charge at the top end than it does at the bottom.
Yeah, the bottom end is
Okay.
what makes it like if you go down to 10, 9, 8%, it'll take a long time unless you're on the phone or on video chat with somebody.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I said it's the same thing with the gas tank in your car. If you ever noticed, your first half of your tank goes faster than your second.
Actually, mine's been different with. Well, it depends upon which kind of vehicle you got too. If you got a truck, it's a whole different story because it usually takes longer for the
Well,
front
yeah.
end than a truck normally would. But if you got like a four
Well-
banger, you're good for a long time. But if you have like an 8-cylinder car, then you're kind of fucked.
Right
It
now.
also depends. I was gonna say it also depends on what kind of sensing unit your fuel tank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends upon cylinders too.
But
8, 4,
like right
6.
like right now, I'm looking at my other phone, which kind of still works
Is that
through
the Obama
Wi-Fi.
phone?
My balls itch.
No, it's an LG.
No, it's not me. Mike, you're.
But I haven't
Why don't
been
you
on.
just put your cell phone on him?
He just had to get a word.
I gotta
turned my
stick them in the
phone-
microwave.
I turned the one phone off because it was on 15%. I turned it back on to check something, and now I'm down to 4%.
Hey
That's
Mel,
like
can
a
you help me with
Japanese-
this?
Oh my god.
How do you
That's
explain?
because the battery on that phone is ruined.
Probably.
Probably is.
Yeah. The more
And
you,
Mike,
how long?
stick
How?
your dick in a toaster and pop it up, because you are sick-minded.
Mm-mm.
I got somewhere I can stick it already.
Oh, for fuck's
Better
sake.
not.
I'm sorry, was this tuned in or utter random?
This is
Both.
tuned in.
I think Mike combined it for the night or something like that.
Well, mind you, even though TuneIn has set things to talk about, we still act like it's like URC at times.
Technically, we are.
We've already covered the 5G and the 6G where it's at.
Yeah.
China's with.
Actually, Lycan, what's your whole take on the 5G?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got
It's one better than 4.
I guess.
Well, he's got a point.
So it's just like any other upgrade in wave technology. When you get faster waves, you can carry more data, but they don't travel as far. Therefore, we need more cell towers to amplify the signal so it can stretch out further, but then that also brings increased radiation load.
So,
And if I'm correct or not, one of y'all three can correct me on this. Wouldn't that bring like more bugs in or whatever the hell you want to call it?
Bugs?
I can't think of it. When they bring out something, well, besides that,
what
when
he's
they
talking
bring out
about
new
is
stuff, they get the kinks out first.
I thought he meant actual insects.
No, the kinks, the bugs. So it actually works
glitches.
perfectly for every. Yeah, that.
That's not bugs.
Well,
they call them
y'all know
bugs,
what I meant, though.
glitches, bugs, stuff like that. Yeah, that's like with when it comes to
Like
servers.
when they bring out the stuff, won't they have to get the glitches out first?
Yeah.
That's a whole different story on that one. That's actually due to over usage of a server. Nine times
So let's see what Lycan mentioned about. Then we will need more cell towers. So okay, to accelerate my life expectancy, so I should be dead by the year 2026. Good. I can't wait.
Can we just have transporter technology so we don't have to drive anywhere anymore and just step in a transport and teleport ourselves to people places? That'd be kind of nice also. In a
Yeah,
while.
no. Can I have some big fucking tube that will demolecularize my body to that way it's easier to go to work?
I'd love to have a transporter right in my
Well,
game room.
Is that even a word?
The thing is no one has been able to prove yet that radiation or radio waves actually cause any kind of cancer.
But you guess it, yeah. Well, then why would they put something like that out unless it's been done before?
Well, that's like I said earlier. How many years? How many years have we been listening to radio and watching TV?
Years. It would take you months and well, no, epilepsy. Hold on, wait. There is a thing there. Hold on, wait. There is a way to debunk this. Epilepsy.
Okay.
They do put that on PlayStations and stuff because of the waves of the TV from the pixels. If you have epilepsy, it will trigger it.
From particular
So there is
games,
something-
yeah.
No, not particular games.
That's
It could be a certain
any
flash.
flashing lights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now there's with the pixels. Pixels do have flashes, but it's so low that it triggers something in your brain. Supposedly.
I don't think
That
it's
I've never-
pixels. It's more of lights.
It's
Well,
it's certain light wavelength.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not pixels. It's light. It's what Lycan just said.
Well, the pixels and stuff is still how you get the visual
Because if it were pixels, people would have been seizuring since Super Mario Brothers.
Some people do. They have grandma seizures. You don't realize it. There's some ways you can get seizures that you don't recognize it sometimes. So, I mean, anything's possible nowadays with new technologies and.
Well, even if let's say like strobe lights. If you get a strobe light that's flashing.
Oh my God, you're fucked.
Oh yeah.
You're fucked. I'm sorry.
The fucking wave party. It's a rave, man. Come on, Tim, join in.
All right. Oh, it's a definitely fucking wave, all right. Fucking
Tonight.
Mike's on the floor fucking dance. Hey, monkey dancing.
Tonight on INLIVE. We're talking about the 5G network. Baby.
Yeah, I can see that now. Mike has like fucking epilepsy or some bullshit. He fucking goes on a fucking rave. Yep.
All right. So Mike, you had asked why they're putting a cancer warning on 5G.
Did I ask that or you?
I was going to say I have your answer for that.
Yeah, go ahead. Speak it out, Tim.
Okay, so it's the same reason they put expiration dates on water bottles. There is a possibility, 1 in 1,000, that it might actually happen. So they're just covering their asses beforehand. There is no definable proof or risk of any of these radio waves causing cancer yet. But if it ever does come up, they can go, "We told you."
It covers their asses.
And what we were talking about with Tim earlier, cover your ass.
Yeah.
Even if you gotta make a fucking a bandana out of a shirt, personally, just literally cover your ass at this point.
Like, okay, take this for example. Okay, Proposition 65 in California.
Okay.
I've never heard of that. I don't even live in California, so I wouldn't know this one.
Prop 65 is the one about lead causing problems.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much anywhere with lead now.
Lead paint, stuff
lead
like
paint
that.
And, yeah.
Do you know how much lead you have to take in for it to cause an issue?
Fuck ton, dude.
That's
pretty
almost
much
like asbestos.
Lead paint off a bridge, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like an old.
No. Okay, the lead paint warnings we were told. You would have to eat half your wall every day for it to affect.
That's a lot of wall.
Okay, but in California, Proposition 65 is on anything that has any trace of.
Does that include mercury?
No, just lead.
Oh wow!
I know a drop of mercury or some bullshit.
So,
I think mercury can kill you too.
So the reason they put that in there, or put all that stuff is on there, is hey, if we didn't put it on there and something did happen because you managed to get a massive dose of lead,
No, that's because there's some dumbasses that would do something like that. Let's just be realistic on that.
Like, okay, say you got shot, right? The bullet's still sitting in you, no more copper jacket, it's just a piece of lead sitting in your body. You will die from complications from the bullet before you will ever die from lead poisoning.
Yep. So,
and we're talking 115 grains of lead sitting.
Damn.
So my girl over here on Facebook, she says she has a mask for me. I was like, "Oh, thank you, baby." You know, she's gonna give me a mask. It's a Spider-Man mask. I'm like, "Oh, good, I get to be Spider-Man." That's what I need. I need to walk in this former Spider-Man. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, anyway, that's my take on it. They're just putting some shit out there so they can cover their own asses if something does happen because they haven't tested it long.
Okay. What do you think would be more dangerous, lead or asbestos?
Asbestos by far.
Okay, yeah, because that builds up in your lungs.
Yeah. So.
God damn.
Asbestos is kind of the same kin as fiberglass.
Yep.
Okay, so you got little tiny particles that are sharp on each end and have barbs that sit in your lung.
Mm-hmm. That's more dangerous
So-
than any coronavirus right there.
So imagine swallowing a bunch of barbed fish hooks that are really tiny. Of course, it's going to cause.
Give me shivers. Oh, God.
Yeah. So asbestos over lead. Any.
Yeah.
It's just craziness, man. But yeah, the 5G network and stuff, like we all said, man, it would take a fuck ton of fun. I mean, another thing too is here's where they get you too with the cell phone things, where they say, oh, you get free upgrade and shit. Every 2 years you get it because your cell phone contract, la-di-da-da. That's because their lithium batteries are only good for 2 years.
Yeah.
On every fucking cell phone. That's why they get you. See, I've had my cell phone for almost 2 years now. And I've noticed it because when I had my old cell phone, which mine still works, but the one before that, I had a problem with it. I was like, man, my fucking phone keeps dying. The screen keeps going black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, your phone is needed for an update or upgrade. I'm like, huh? Yeah, it's the fucking lithium battery that fucking dies. And that phone was like it was going to blow out in my fucking hand because it was getting so fucking hot. I was like, holy shit.
You want to talk about a dangerous element, lithium?
Mm-hmm. Well, now they make
Have
cell
you ever
phones.
seen?
5G and all that shit. Anyways, might as well just hop to it on that. That's part of
Have you ever seen what happens when lithium comes in contact with the air, touching another piece of?
Oh, I think I have.
Yeah, it creates a violent.
Big boom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's worse than fucking. I think.
For example, so I watched the Angry Grandpa show on YouTube. How many videos has he done with a cell phone, a tablet, or Nintendo Switch? Okay, all those carry lithium batteries. When Grandma,
I'll drink to this one.
When
Cheers,
Graham,
folks.
yeah, rest in peace to Mike, to Charles Green.
Mike.
You know, not Mike's father, the Angry Grandpa. Rest in peace to you, man. But yeah, when he destroyed the shit out of these tablets and Nintendo Switches with his hammer, and if you look at the back of them, and he caught him on camera, it would start smoking, and then like you said, as soon as it's exposed to air, it catches fire.
That's the same thing when they. That's the same thing if your phone overheats and shit. You will see that.
Yep.
Because that's the first thing. Yep.
All it takes is for that lithium to warp and touch something else, and it catches on.
Exactly.
They don't tell you that shit in the cell phone store, but it takes common sense.
They don't tell you that because they don't want to scare people. I'm like, oh, you still want that Galaxy S20?
S20, yeah.
Oh.
Well, you remember the Note 8 or whatever? Note.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that was basically a handheld grenade.
Yep.
Oh shit!
I remember that.
What happened?
Yeah, people sued because they actually got third-degree burns on their face from them overheating because the lithium was falling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can get a second-degree burn or second-degree burn and all that bullshit from a laptop battery too. From a cell phone being sitting out on your lap for a while, and because of the heat from underneath of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can say thing with that. They don't tell you that shit either when you buy a laptop.
Yeah, but no, this one people were charging their phones and then they put them up to their face, and the lithium batteries were fucked up, and they would create so much heat that they would cause third-degree burn.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be suing them too. Like,
That's like with people who are mobile gamers, you know, play a lot of mobile games that, you know, require a lot of hours and shit. Like, you got to watch that because your phone heats up after just 2 or 3 minutes of the processor and all that running the game. That's like,
and most of it's because it's loading. It's not even gameplay. Most of it's just.
Tim had to restart his phone. His headphones got disconnected somehow. Okay, Tim will be back here in a minute.
But
by the way, speaking of, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say most of that's just loading up its data just so you can play the game. Is where it starts overheating.
Yeah, true.
Depending on how old the phone is.
So I had a new idea earlier for a computer case.
Okay.
You know those tabletop monster fridges you see in stores?
I think so.
Turn one of those into a desktop.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Nice.
anybody could turn a computer into something. Like I've seen setups, computer setups, where somebody would just take all the computer components and they would build a whole table and just insert the components inside it. Like they don't even need a computer case. You can get like a table and you can install each component inside as long as it has good circulation, and just put like a tabletop over it, and you got a table that's a computer basically. I've seen setups like that. It's pretty cool. You don't need like a computer tower or anything to have all the components sitting in place. As long as something has, as long as it's supported properly and it has, good circulation, then you're all set.
I saw one today. Dude just hung the computer components on his wall and pointed the fan.
I saw that too. Yep.
Hey Tim, let me get your input on this. What do you think about this COVID-19?
The panic is worse than the virus.
Exactly. I can't stress it enough.
Okay, give you an example. I went out today, and I went to the pawn shops in my area, just looking to see what they.
Did you have to wear a mask?
Not down there.
No, because I'm in Mississippi, and we're not dumb.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in Florida. We're not dumb fucks either.
But what problem we do have down here right now, at least in my town, you cannot find handguns.
Everybody's buying it up.
They better have
Every
some fucking 380
shop.
tomorrow. I'll be pissed.
Every shop in my town is out of 380,
9?
38, 57, 9, 40, and 40.
God
Well,
damn it. I'm hoping they're not out one down here.
Oh, wow.
Now, I did get lucky. One of the shops I visited had 3 boxes of 9 target ammo left, and I managed to be able to get 2 because they wouldn't sell me all.
Yeah, because they had for the next customer.
But I also paid $24 a box because it was Norma 9.
I just thought of something
Go ahead.
besides what you're just saying. Didn't that thing hit Mississippi?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not as hard. Unless you get a Biloxi. That's about the
Wait, what? COVID?
Yeah.
It didn't actually hit us that bad. We're still curving up a little bit.
The only
No,
thing that's
the
bad
reason
right
why
now
I
is
asked-
because of tornadoes and
The only reason why I ask is my brother is stationed in Mississippi right now, and
Where at?
apparently it hit. Fuck.
Jackson? Toledo?
I
I
don't
thought Toledo
exactly
was
know what area,
Ohio.
Toledo,
but
is it
he's
Toledo?
on the SS Roosevelt.
No, you're talking about Tupelo, not Toledo.
Tupelo. Okay, Tupelo.
Yeah,
they got
he's-
Toledo's
Jackson
Ohio.
County and Biloxi.
His ship.
Toledo, Jackson,
in-
and Biloxi's a big spots in Mississippi.
Well, his ship is located somewhere in Mississippi.
Well, if
So the
his ship's
majority of
here,
us-
is it
It's the
undergoing
US
repair?
No, it's the USS Roosevelt.
Well, there's only a couple places it could dock here. It's either Pascagoula or Gulf.
Or it could be in Mobile.
Because he
Well,
just
that's
told
Alabama.
me
Well, yeah.
he
but it's
just
right there.
told me he just told me that the Roosevelt's under quarantine in Mississippi.
Yeah, we do have
Yeah, I
a
mean, they
quarantine
can-
down here. We have a stay-at-home order right now.
So that's why
Yeah,
I
everybody
said
pretty much does.
that's why I said didn't it hit there? Because he's at one of the
mean,
motels or whatever. He
Yeah,
can't
it's
actually
not
tell us
Everywhere in the
where.
United States.
It's not as strict everywhere though, Tim. Is like
I don't know. My brother can't even go outside his hotel without
Well,
without being
that's
watched.
that's
because he's military.
Mm-hmm.
The DOD issued an order weeks ago banning all travel of military people and their families, and they are under
we know about
stricter
that.
quarantine.
All right,
We
who
know
wants?
that he's under he's under a 14-day in a hotel room, and he can't even go step out to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, he's got to. Every state has, almost every state has a 14-day quarantine.
Yeah, everybody. Well, we have.
Well,
some
yeah.
states has a 30 going, but I mean,
Did he have a case on his ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why.
Well, that's why.
Him and 2 other people are in a motel room right now.
Well, that's because they have to be observed and okayed by the health department. And
because if you're on a ship, the ventilation isn't super great, so things like COVID can spread very quickly on a confined.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why the one out in Atlantic is being watched as we're speaking.
All right.
Because of that.
To put the nail in the coffin tonight, since we're approaching, we're approaching 3 hours. I don't want to go over 3 hours, but here I have some good news. This came up right as we were speaking tonight, so I'm going to read this aloud. President Trump gives governors 3-phase plan to reopen the economy.
All right, what's the phase 1?
Let's see. Donald Trump gave governors a roadmap on Thursday today for recovering from an economic pain of the coronavirus pandemic, laying out a phased and deliberate approach to restoring normal activity in places that have strong testing and are seeing a decrease in COVID-19 areas. He said, "We are starting our life again. We're starting rejuvenation of the economy." He added, "This is a gradual process. The new guidelines are aimed at easing restrictions in areas with low transmission of the coronavirus while holding the line in harder hit locations." So if you're in a county or city that is hit very hard where the numbers are very heavy, they're holding a line there. They're not going to open those up. Now, if you're in the area like mine, if you have like 2-3 cases, they're going to ease restrictions on areas like that. They're going to start easing them on low-hit areas and then just work harder on the harder-hit areas to get those cleared up before actually hitting the next phase. They make clear that the return to normalcy will be a far longer process than Trump initially envisioned, with federal officials warning that some social distancing measures may need to remain in place through the end of the year to prevent a new outbreak, and they largely reinforce the plans already under development by governors who have the primary responsibility for public health in their states. "You are going to call your own shots," Trump told the governors Thursday afternoon in a conference call. "We're going to be standing alongside you. Places with declining infections and strong testing would begin a 3-phase gradual reopening for businesses and schools. In phase 1, for instance, the plan recommends strict social distancing for all people in public. Gatherings larger than 10 people are to be avoided and non-essential travel is discouraged. Phase 2, people are encouraged to maximize social distancing where possible and limit gatherings to no more than 50 people unless precautionary measures are taken. Travel could resume." So right now they could start out with phase 1. If things doesn't outbreak a lot, if everything is still stabilized and still decreased, they'll go to phase 2 to where they say, okay, now you can do public gatherings more than 10 people, but still stay cautious. Phase 3 envisions a return to normalcy for most Americans, with a focus on identification and isolation of any new infections. I guess that means you need to be identified if you're infected with anything else or whatever. The Associated Press obtained a copy of the guidelines before their public release. Governors of both parties made it clear that they will move on their own pace. Oh, Christ. Which means Maryland.
There goes Hogan. He said, "Fuck you, Mike."
Yeah, exactly. That bastard needs to catch this shit. Damn.
Hogan ain't.
Fuck you. That means that
Hogan ain't gonna reopen Maryland anytime soon.
Yeah, I know.
Looks like we're gonna be free. See him, brother.
He's gonna be that same motherfucker in Michigan. I tell you.
He's gonna be that douchebag.
That means I'm gonna be out of work. I'm gonna be out of work longer than I thought.
He went on to
Yep.
saying, "We're days,
Hey, we'll welcome arms to you down here, though. I mean, they'll let us go fucking free before you all
Definitely.
get.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad. Hopefully, I get this damn check and my unemployment. I'm gonna combine them both together, and I'm lucky. I'm moving the fuck out of Maryland.
Exactly.
Yep. There you go,
Maryland's gotten
Mike.
worse.
You better tell your woman, like, hey, we're getting a place out of this fucking state.
I know. He went on to saying that we're days, maybe weeks away from the starting line, and then you have 14 days of declining cases, of declining symptoms, and hospital capacity that exists in case you have a rebound. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, a Trump ally, cautiously floated the idea for reopening parts of the state, but said
everybody go to West Virginia, the southern states.
But said testing capacity and contact tracing would need to be considerably ramped up before restrictions could be safely listed. Yeah, she wants to. I want to also, hon.
I'm glad.
Everybody go to West Virginia.
Hey, I'm just glad.
Hubbard, here I come.
I'm just glad I'm moving to NM.
New Mexico? Why the fuck you going to New Mexico for?
One, to get the fuck out of Maryland, and two, a friend of mine asked me to move up there.
Right there near your friends, you dummy.
Let's see. In the earliest, the guidelines today suggest some parts of the country could see a resumption in normal commerce and social gatherings after a month of evaluating whether easing up on restrictions has led to resurgence in virus cases. In other parts of the country, or if the virus cases pick up, could be substantially longer. In briefing, In briefings to governors on the plan, Trump said that they were going to be responsible for deciding whether it's safe to lift restrictions in their states. Just days before, he had drawn swift pushback for claiming he had the absolute authority to determine how and when the states will reopen. We have a very large...
Well, you guys are fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I hate this
they're
fucking
fucked
state.
Indefinitely.
Fuck Maryland. I hope Maryland burns in a fucking blaze with Hogan standing right in the middle of it. That fucking crooked bastard.
You're going to...
Or better yet, the better one, Mike. I hope it goes underwater like
California, yes.
Mike's gonna be singing that. Take me home to a place.
West Virginia. Edward Hubbard, open arms, take me in.
Then they'll have the H virus there next, you know.
I'm not even gonna read the rest of that. That fucking article's depressing. That ain't no happy goddamn
news.
It's only happy if Trump said we're reopening next week. It ain't happy for me because Larry Hogan. Ah! You're right. What the hell are you doing over there, Mike?
I have no idea. My thing just went out, dude.
God damn. Man, you need to fix your potato.
No, hold on.
Yeah, it's on your end.
There you go.
Fuck.
No, that's I think my headset got disconnected, but that's all right. Now it's working fine now.
God damn. Stompa, quit yelling in my ear.
It's still echoing a little.
No, he's good. He's good. As long as you're not talking too loud, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
My phone's about to die too, so there goes my lithium battery.
You goddamn 4G.
Fucking 4G networks. But hey, Mike, I'm gonna feel sorry for you if you still gotta stay up there in Maryland, though.
Man.
Hold on, Mike.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, don't you still have your job?
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, so I don't know why you're complaining.
I want to be able to get out.
Complain.
I want to be able to get out in public. Fuck this shit.
Well, besides that, you're still getting paid, unlike us.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
Echo.
No, I've just put my phone up because my phone battery's dying.
Well, yeah.
If you hear a loud sizzling sound coming from Mike's end, along with my echo.
Yeah, you're gonna hear your echo because I fucking had to put my call volume all the way up just to hear y'all.
Yeah.
Because the damn thing, but
Well, yeah, I know you want to get out and all, but as long as, hey, you're getting paid. Half of us ain't.
hey, we don't have mandatory masks where I'm at, so you might want.
What was that
Hey,
like?
he needs to come down to the south, man. So if y'all need to come to the fucking south, you want to get away from that mask bullshit and live out in the country.
Damn right.
Yep.
Go
Not
somewhere where
only
the
that,
damn.
you can actually own shit.
Yeah.
Go
Actually,
down.
here's the pros and cons about this, okay? And Mike can agree with me on this. The pros is cheaper gas, cheaper rent, away from the fucking big city life, and more freedoms. The cons, yes, you're away from your friends and family. That's pretty much the only cons about it.
Right.
It's peaceful. You don't have to worry about drama.
Mm-hmm.
No, but you gotta worry about, like, snakes that are worse than fucking northern snakes.
Yeah, you can kill
That's
scorpions.
not necessarily true.
Well, you got scorpions in some places in the south. You got scorpions, not all places, but
I have yet to see one.
I have.
Hey,
Yeah,
what
I'm
are
here
you
in
talking
Florida.
about? What are you talking about? Where I'm moving, I gotta worry about coyotes.
Oh yeah, I mean we got wild hogs here too. We got wild boar.
We have coyotes here.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
Yeah, we got coyotes. We got fucking all that kind of shit. We got even I think what is it, bobcats and fucking I think.
The only thing you gotta worry about in West Virginia is a wild hubba.
We got.
You gotta worry about
hogs and,
wildcats.
Well,
we have
Panthers
and inbreeds.
You say you have panthers?
Panthers in West Virginia, yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
What about cougars?
Yeah,
hogs and
cougars too.
gators.
They're in the same family. Just about.
Got some wild
But
cougars.
no, my friend I'm moving in with, he said the only thing I'll have to worry about is coyotes.
Now is this a guy friend or a girlfriend, Tim?
Guy.
Oh God.
I've known the guy for years.
What does he do?
Actually,
Tame
Mike,
them out
you
there?
might
I'm
know
sure
him.
you have.
Real funny. I caught that.
I just did too, so that's
I
hilarious.
didn't make it. I didn't make it subtle. So
My uncle just said, did your boy just said inbeards?
Oh shit.
Inbreds.
We're getting
West
off here a
Virginia
little bit
inbreds.
there, but if you're still online, I'll hop in and play something with you. We just hit the
play with it.
3-hour mark almost. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'd like to thank you all for coming in today, checking us out. We talked a little bit more of COVID-19 and all this extra bullshit. Gave a school education on 5G line bandwidth.
And we also told Tim about instant reports.
Yeah. Always cover your ass.
Yeah, Tim, and make sure the girl's right for you too. By the way, make sure she ain't playing you for a damn fool. You got one kid, not two.
Yep.
Yeah,
Anyway,
why
like
you
I said,
think I'm
thank you
still
all
single?
for joining us over on YouTube, Arrow Entertainment, our channel. Be sure to subscribe on your way out if you want to check us out with more great content. Tonight, this stream will be re-uploaded. I may have to mute you just so I don't have my echo going. just for a minute.
Oh, God.
So I'm gonna mute you for a minute until I get around to you. Okay, so for those of you who are following us on YouTube, Arrow Entertainment, thank you for subscribing. After the stream tonight, this will be re-uploaded to YouTube, as well as last night's stream where I speed ran Resident Evil 3 on standard mode. Be sure you check that out. That was a brilliant stream. If you're following us on twitch.tv/arrow with a name and mixer.com/arrow with a name, be sure to follow on your way out. Thank you for the support. Follow us on social media, on Twitter at Arrowan2020, Arrow WAN 2020. Follow us on Facebook.com/ArrowEncoded. Our buddy Tom, he couldn't be here tonight with us. I hope he's doing much better. Follow him on Twitter as well at TomMurphy1018 and Facebook.com/TeamEncoder. You guys have anything to say before we head out of here?
Thank you to the frontliners out there. They're doing their busiest as the best they can. Thank you again. Couldn't express that hard enough. Thank you, everybody out there, for doing your all's jobs, and all you essential workers out there.
I'm actually going to swallow my pride, and I actually agree with what he just said.
There you go. How about you, Liking?
Don't forget to cover your asses, folks.
And wash your asses, too.
Literally and figuratively. And for all of us
That is what the toilet paper is for, not for wearing masks.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we are out of here. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll catch you Sunday. Actually, Sunday, I'm going to be busy with special somebody, so I may run a stream. If you're here Sunday with me, would you like to be on a stream with me? I can get an extra set of headphones, and we can sit here and
let her come on a stream, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
I got to get her sexy.
We got to get her opinion on some things, too.
Sexiness out there.
We gotta get her opinions on stuff too.
Yeah.
I want to give us.
You listening out there?
You might want to give her a heads up of our crazy asses.
Oh, she already knows. She loves us.
Tim, fix your fucking headset, for fuck's sake.
She said yes. She will be here. I will get my splitter out. I'll get a headphones for her, and yeah, she will be here. So yeah, we're gonna have a special, very special guest there Sunday with us. So be sure you visit.
And yes, I will try to find out what the hell is wrong with the Discord on my laptop.
You need a pineapple.
Yes, figure that shit out, Tim. Yeah, get yourself a brand new pineapple.
I don't know.
I'm assuming for this special stream it'll be uploaded to Pornhub too.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that that's gonna end up on that one somehow. I just got a good feeling about that one.
But about that, well, not what you guys just said.
Hey, it is utter random crap, so, I mean, it is random.
Yeah, Mike, I've been trying to figure out what the hell happened.
What happened what?
With my laptop.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's called Wi-Fi.
Probably. No, right now I'm in my room.
Mike, is it raining while you're in, or are you taking a shower?
It's called fish tanks.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I hear running water.
Actually, no.
I'm taking a shower. I've been zapped by now.
Live streaming that shit.
That goes fucking There goes Empire zapped in the fucking shower. It's fucking fun.
We warned him about that 5G shit. Yep,
fucking 4G.
Anyway, guys, Sunday, URC, we'll have a special guest on here. My girl will be joining us with us. Anybody, we'll come up with topics over the weekend, so we'll find something for them. So join us Sunday for an episode of URC. Guys, thank you so much for coming out tonight with us. And we will catch you Sunday. So y'all have a good weekend.